Richest Roots drink works for menstrual cramps and pain, migraines, fatigue, stress and tiredness, sinusitis, builds immune defense, bloating, enhances male bedroom prowess, and Richest Sorrel Roots drink works against all types of cancers and tumors, memory loss, high cholesterol, insomnia, nervous issues, flu, and many other illnesses. For your Richest Roots drink and Richest Sorrel Roots drink, contact us now via WhatsApp at 876-528-9534. Richest Roots drink and Richest Sorrel Roots drink. Richest, a true Jamaican experience.
Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach means it. Best round here. Remember that.
Well, welcome everyone. Welcome back to the show. Yes, my people, trusting that everybody is doing well. Can you imagine? It's another weekend, and it's another Weekend TripleTreat night one, 3-night series of football discussion that we have over here on the desk. Yes, I am the controller of the desk, so to speak. Yeah, man. Big up every single person. Welcome to those on Facebook. Welcome to the early bird. Please remember, hit that like button, people. Yes, people, we're asking you to hit that like button. Yes, when you hit that like button, they say it's a part of the YouTube algorithm that helps the video to go out. So from time to time, we ask you to, do the golden rule by liking the video. Yeah, so we have shown support. Also, you can share it on your various social media platforms. And if you're new around there, please hit that subscribe button. Yes, hit that subscribe button and become a part of the Coaches Desk family. Yeah, man, we have good times around here. We have times when we we not agree with everybody, but at the end of the day, yeah, man, we try to do it in all respect, And this video is brought to you by Richest Sorrel Roots Drink. Richest Roots Drink. Richest, a true Jamaican experience. Yeah, man. Big up to our sponsors there. Richest Sorrel Roots. Richest Roots Drink, yeah? So let's link up the number, people. You can link up the Richest Roots boss and get some Richest so you can reach. Yeah, man. Big up everybody. So, people, as you can see, topic of discussion. Paul Hall is still not safe. But at the same time, he remains hopeful. You can call in 876-474-3538. That's the number on screen. With the U20s, they are over there. Central America. And ready to rumble. They will go up against Costa Rica tomorrow. Yes. And that game will kick off at 5 p.m., people. So we'll be trying as best as possible to give a watch along on that. That will segue into the second night of the weekend's TripleTreat. So a whole lot of discussion. Yeah, a whole lot of things to discuss. Yeah. So how's everybody doing? How has the week been? Last time we were on the weekend's TripleTreat, it was Sunday. So how is everybody doing, people? Talk to me. Talk to me. How are you doing? How was the weekend? Mm-hmm. All right. So let me hear somebody comment in the comment section before we get into the meat of the matter. Cause listen, revelation, revelation tonight. I don't know. Revelation tonight. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So let me check out the comment section. All right, we see Fresh God in the building. Big up yourself, Fresh. Capo in the building, people. Big up yourself. Welcome. You know what I mean? Once you see checking is either Fresh or Jason, man. Yeah, man. Big up yourself, man. Big up everybody in the comment section. Thanks for joining tonight's show, and I hope you enjoy. Yeah, man. And of course, he's asking you to like up the stream. Like up the stream quick and fast. Quick and fast. Rob Smith in the building. Another moderator in the building. Rob, big up yourself. Yeah, man. Big up yourself. Hey, man, say which controller? Shana controller. What you talking about, mate? Call in, people. Call in because we have some news to drop in our night. I don't know already, but I probably never know. Say it go so. Actually, what go on? Big up yourself. Actually, welcome. It's finally early for once. I say Pepper not so hot tonight, so you get leg up. Rockford, big up yourself. Welcome. Rumblood Gaming. Paula Laguan, kind of good, yes. Coaches, big up yourself. All right, Rumblood, big up yourself too. We good cause Reggae Boyz never lose. All right, actually. Duckland, me know you go want to hear this in a Duckland. Me know Duckland I go want to hear this on news, man. Paul Hall is still not safe. But he's hopeful. He's hopeful. Yeah, when they hear me laugh, people, it's not a matter of rejoicing. So I don't want anybody to bring back that sort of feeling like, I'm being in a jubilant mood because Paul Hall is not safe. For me, I think he was on a good trajectory, you know what I mean? Not so good in terms of the World Cup qualifier, but we got a win in the last game. You know what I mean? But, yeah, man. By the way, why you say that? Why me say what? Enough thing be saying around bloods. I will pass up message just now, You have to be specific, man. We and Swire, big up yourself. Jeff is going to say, give me a birthday. In rum blood. Why me say what? I don't know me attack. I don't know. Cause what things me say a while ago. Where the people them there? Where the people them there? I don't know. I have to test out if the drummer work,
Coach Minzy, best round here.
Yeah, man. Remember that.
Coach Minzy, best round here.
As in Paul not safe. Yeah, man. They will not go tell you why, man. Hey, Cheval, link me up with the brother. You say you want to work with the channel and, link me up, brother. What kind of thing that I saw your work? Well, I'm not going to say if I saw your work busy, but money I have to make. But yeah, man. Coach, I like the question you asked him about the CDM in his philosophy because I have the same concern. Yeah, man. We listen keenly now. We try to ask questions that are telling, Yeah. Didn't get to ask any question in the last press conference. I wanted to know about the substitution. Why only one substitution was made, But him a the gaffer still, so whatever decision he makes on the field, we only can ask questions for him to give us answers, right? And not to criticize, we just need answers. Yeah, man. Okunsana, big up yourself. Man in the building. Okunsana in the building. Jamaica best formation 3-4-3, 5-2-3. All right. CC in the building. CC in the building. What I'm say? Kyle Wallace in the building. Big up the Reggae Boyz supporters club, you know. Kyle Wallace. Ed Cook Baka Washer is in the building. Yeah, man. Big up the whole massive and whole people that must support the Reggae Boyz. Reggae Boyz supporters club. Yeah. Yeah, man. Big up the whole team. Over here. Ready to go, ready to have a conversation. You understand? So we are here. We are here. We are here. All right, let me see what going on the board. There are quotes soaked that match. Rena, which match at CC? Who this? Tiddlywinks. Oh, what go on, Rich Poe? Ensuring you are staying on topic as per headline. Hey, I want to get Richard. I'm not afraid of cow dog, you know. Richard, I don't know a thing. We have to stay up on topic, but what that? Inassuring. What that actually I say? Um, yeah, man. Hey, Richard, yeah, go like say we stray from topic, you know. Once we bring it, you know. So the U20s, they are in the country, you know, ready for them kick off. Yeah, you know what I mean? They are there. They were going through their paces, their recovery as well, because you know the jet lag thing. Yeah. Yeah, man, they were doing the necessaries, recovery. And of course, you know that they'll be having a game tomorrow. Critical game, the first game of the qualifiers for them. You know what I mean? So we just hope that they can get a positive result. A lot has been around this team. A lot has been said, you know, in regards to this team. This team, you know, was basically, I could say, under pressure. A lot of talks around this team, you know, and now is the time. Now is the time. The game will be kicked off tomorrow, and we're expecting, because this a lot of the personnels are saying that this team is a quality team. Quality team. We ought not to worry because these players will deliver. You understand? So we just hope that the youngsters would go there in in the tournament and just, you know, get a positive result. And my positive result, people, because oftentimes we say positive result, you know, but my positive result, let me make it clear, my positive result is a win. You understand? My positive result is a win. Yeah, man. So they're down there in Honduras, ready to rumble, ready to kick off. Yeah. All right. So we gotta give the people them some time to come in before we start talk about the Paul Hall issue. Police in the building. Richard saying come for check for see if me dey on topic. I don't know what happened to Richard, you know. But probably the cool I get to him brain. But a summertime now or the rain I get to him brain. I don't know. Big up Neo Sovereign. Yeah, man, this is Neo Sovereign people, the resident attorney. Yes, man. You know the thing large, you know, plus the next attorney listening, you know. Big up yourself. Yeah, man. Yeah, man, the next attorney listen, man. And the other attorney, I whole attorney listen, man. Big up on yourself. Neo is bigging up Kyle, Rob, Fresh, CC, and the chatters. Yeah, man. Rob Smith said, Coach, why y'all mash up man in the show? Oh, mash up man in the show, Rob Smith. The man said from me, come on, I just mash the show, mash up. You know? JFF president resign. No, man. Wait, that it right now. Everybody would have there on stream right now. Actually saying hope they kick off with a win. Everton Jackson, big up yourself, Everton. Paul Hall as the 16-7 senior team selection criteria because the JFF does not have the money to fund the U15, U17, U20, and U23 development. They therefore use a senior team to develop players. Yes. No money in our run. No money, according to them. You know? So I guess they are improvising. And at college, you know, when you are taught whenever you lack resources, that's one of the things that you have to learn, and you have to learn it quick and fast. Improvisation. Is that what the JFF has learned? Well, possible. Well, let's see. All right, so wait, we'll go on for the next friendly. How are you there, Rumblood? You know, you said that cancel. That the friendly, they're gone, brother. Gone. Pool work look like fun. Oh, that work, coach. I mean, it's some sort of hydrotherapy, some sort of hydro recovery. You know what I mean? Which is very important. So instead of you going on the field to, you know, hit the feet on the ground, you just go through the water, do some exercise in the water and some workout to ease the pressure off the legs. So I mean it is a good sort of a treatment. You know, the water, you're not banging on anything, the muscles not going under any pressure per se. Yeah, man. So it's a good thing. It secures the limb. It secures the muscles. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. That's the thing go. All right. Them under pressure or them underwater. I want to actually, man. Don't worry, the top of with more PS5 waiting to be unveiled. Eh? Big up yourself, Eagle Republic. Another erudite in the building, you know. Early check-in. Stand cranky. Big up yourself, stand cranky. I hear you today, no stand. I don't know a thing, you know. We have to big up stand cranky and near enough people. They held down the stream the other day, you know. when they watch along. Big up on yourself, gentlemen. A job well done. Big up Richard, live from London, the man with the sonnets. You see it. Any starting lineup for the U20? No, we don't get no starting lineup yet, Toki. You know why we can't? Uruguay now. I don't know. I don't know, Richard. Why we can't play Uruguay now? I don't know. I just heard it look more like water polo. Big up coach. Just Andrew Smith, what go on? Big up yourself. People you can call in, you know. You can call in and let your voice be heard. But me have it info. We need to reach at least 100 people before we start talk about the Paul situation. Yeah, man. New Wave, big up yourself. Big up yourself, New Wave. Kiss me teeth. We need more friendly, better team chemistry we get. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, man, that is true. Come on, people, tell a friend to tell a friend about the coaches there. So we're there on right now. Rob Smith, it is because Concacaf paying for the hotels is why the games are so close together. Get them out quick and fast. Yes, that's true. Coach, what time the match going to start? The match is slated to start 5 o'clock Jamaica time. Let me confirm that though. Yeah, man, 5 p.m. 5 p.m. I don't know if it is going to be 4 p.m. our time, but yeah, 5 p.m. 5 p.m. I see it. Yeah, so get on a bush tea, and get on a coffee, and your popcorn because we be watching the game tomorrow. Vulture squad circling. Keep on circling. People. Hey. Let me just say that there, but what I say, coach, them hold on this stream. This team, a stream is a man. A game every other day is rough on a 20-man squad. True. Lanez, right? You are going to play us when they want to play us, not when we want to play them. Them have the money. Yeah. Plus, they did not want to play a subpar team. You understand? On no put the thing on the survey post it, man. Out at ease, what up? How many team in the qualifying? How many making the World Cup? So at different groups you have out at east. You understand? And Jamaica is in group H. We have Costa Rica, Honduras, and Antigua Barbuda in the team. I think the top two goes through. So yeah, that's where it is at the moment. You knew it. Coaches, and when the video finish, you hear, yeah, more life. I have a bugger question with just a few lyrics. Whether hot you so, and I'm in good spirit. All right. But Richard, that is nothing new to us, you know. We know y'all. Hey, this man come with accoutrements a question, you know. Hey, Richard, you come with your accoutrements a question. But we're there with answers, man. Don't worry yourself. Bring it. All right, so I drop the link. Because I want to see if Richard I go jump on for asking question them. So we want about 19 more people so we can start talk about it. You are sell unicorn. It's a unicorn meat expensive. People, welcome back to the coaches desk. This is Coach Minzy. Where's the BM? Oh, that sound. Come on, people. Like up the video. Want to hear the good news. Where's the coach Richard found with him back on pan? Hey, Jairus, pick up yourself. Yeah, man. Hey, them man walk with, hey, I grip him walk with it up. I just when he dip in that grip. So all people come out, man. They know they book they like him, save them up for years. Then get brown. I saw a question them a come, man. Bag and pan. Jairus, welcome back to the coaches. Yes. Michael Gardner, big of yourself, man. Grip on, yeah, man, them I tell you, Duckland. Grip on Belfoot pants. Richard a forward with. Yeah, man. And he crimpling. see in short one there already. An overview, please, CD. To what extent? Hey, them man come like say, Bridging, what do you stop going to school in the man? Me no want to know to what no extent and then question, you know. To what extent that essay man want me right now, you know? To what extent is the U20 embracing the JA diaspora to bring about success? Are the two linked? Speak! Richard, and Bill. Of course, there has been embracement, Richard. Of course, yeah, as you can see in the team, it's a wide cross-section of personnel on the team. Many people you are from US, Jamaica, and UK. Or should I say Europe? So, of course, there has been a lot of embracing. If you ask me, Sir Richard. Rich Pooh, I hope I would have answered the question because I'm not in giving an essay in this one. You know what I mean? Well, it's unforeseen in the building, people. Unforeseen in the building. May I say how cool your studio appears? Can you expand upon it? Expand? What do you want me to do? What do you mean expand? Richard? I don't think we need to expand, man. This are probably the final. I mean one nice studio, man. Caribbean Cup still exists. I think so. There's a Caribbean competition, but we don't know if it exists. Any news from the U20s? How many of them could translate to the senior team and the system that Paul Hall has in place? Speculate for me. I mean, of course, Michael, there is already Zimenez and Zevante. There's also Pearson. So there are a lot of kids in that team that can make the transition. It's just that it's been a while. We have not seen any continuity where youngsters from the U20 made the transition into the senior team. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be difficult because based on what Coach Hall said, he is looking at a whole lot of players. You know. I don't know if you get it, Michael, but there are a few in there. I mean, Duncan McKenzie, Bicknell, Yeah, there are some good youngsters. If they keep on working, then certainly they will be the ones to look for in the future. You understand? All right. All that we stop play, God no cause we and Trinidad as a beat up. In other words, it virtual? Is it real? Is it good look? It's a good look. Am I allowed to compliment you? Of course. But because I did not understand Richard, I asked you what mean it thou? Why you Richard? Richard, Richard, we can't put on the gloves, Richard. We can't put on the gloves. We can't send over there in a London, brother. You come like you come to fight. Did you hear that some females would sign a letter? Who did sign a letter again? I don't know if it was a deliberate thing, King, but they are telling you, look away. It look away, King. Mm-hmm. Actually, behave yourself, my brother. If you go so hard, man. Have you watched that shit? No, Shane Radney. But we follow them youth there. Coach, I saw the whole city is it for 2026. Jamaica have to make it. Jamaicans would flood of yeah, Rob Smith, the seat, man. And it look very intriguing. Yeah, man. It is we have to make the World Cup here coming up. By the hook or the crook in our yard and we not go. Yeah, say man. Does Whisper and his teammate who plays center have Duji have with Jamaica senior team? And I've not seen the other one play, but Whisper has a lot of potential. Um, he has a lot of potential. I've never seen the other one play, the center half, but I've heard a lot of talks about him. So if people are talking, that simply means he has potential. When we stop, Andrew, what go on for Palmer? Oh, that. Tri-State, big up yourself. All right, the big up the whole Tri-State, big up on yourself. Anybody have a birthday today, the best big up on yourself. Hey, man, happy birthday. Coach Minzy, what in the world happened to Christopher Pearson? It was just a few weeks ago people were calling for Pearson to be in a senior boy. However, he is now almost invisible. Hey, man, I tell you, Eagle, so if fans them stay, So if fans them stay. But a good youth still, man, a good baller. Yeah, man. So are you saying that currently there are no U20 that is ready to join? Of course, Derek, listen, man. Mr. Pearson, Mr. Zimenez was in the senior team. Devante, Bicknell. Oh, yeah, sir, man. Even Whisper. Oh, yeah, sir, man. But will the coaches trust them enough? Because only one played enough, and that was Zimenez. Big up to Cephas. Cephas is out in Europe. Big up to Cephas. So people apparently I'll go play fan about that. Big Turkey side. Cephas playing them friendly. Okay. Coaches is when you're talking about the gloves to boxer chat. Oh yeah, say. Yeah, man. You look like Richard, come on the panel, man. Come on the panel, man. Come on the panel. Cause I don't know where you're the pan. Hold on there. Why the lack of success wins in the FIFA U20 campaigns? Let me get a cuppa and prepare to join you in the ring. I mean, studio. Hey, a whole lot of variables in a Richard. I mean, at that level, you know, we normally hype up some players, but when you check it, they're not really ready for that high level of competition. I think that one of the reasons. And we need to get things right now, prepare players for international standard where it's not only just to win a competition, but prepare players, the ins and outs, the intricacies to ensure that if a player gets a call up for a national team or if a player gets looked at in terms of a European team, they don't have to go there and warm the bench, or they don't have to go there and go into a lower league to adapt to the speed or style of play, you know? All right, Eagle Republic, yeah, man. We need to be ready for the JFF trying to bring back wins at Paul Hall's expense. Hey, hey. Wee. One question I have though, coach, is what happened to Casey Palmer? Casey Palmer engaged, you know. Him engage him his children's mother. So him soon get married. He played one game for us against USA where we lost, but I haven't seen him since. Yeah, that's true. But him the boat, man. All right, so I don't know what happened. The people are now come on the stream, but let me go in it. All right, this article is courtesy of the Jamaica Gleaner. Yeah. With Gold Cup qualification out of the way, Reggae Boyz interim head coach Paul Hall now has time to look at those off-field matters that threaten to derail the progress of the team in the CONCACAF Nations League. That progress was marked by a 1-1 draw against Mexico at the National Stadium on Tuesday night, a result that gave the Reggae Boyz 5 points, the group lead for the moment, and an unassailable top two finish ahead of the final game, a return leg against Mexico next year. You know, before that match, hold on, before that March 2023 date with Mexico, Hall need some assurance about his future. In fact, Hall wasn't a happy camper when asked about his contract situation. I don't know year we're going. At one point, telling reporters that he wasn't answering any further questions about the issue. Also, before March of 2023, Hall wants to shore up certain aspects of the team he believes are of concern. Yes, the right back era is one. I'm always looking for players. I'm looking for competition for Shamar Nicholson up front and competition in the middle of the park for Ravel. But that takes time, he said. During the break, Hall has promised to remain eagle-eyed about pinpointing talent in the local Jamaican Premier League. Like I said, anyone that is of Jamaican heritage, I consider them a national team player, especially in the Premier League. We have two players now in the Premier League who are in the squad. Hopefully, we can see more and give those guys hope. As far as off the field issues are concerned, after the coach threatened to resign in the wake of player frustration over the handling of travel arrangements and subsequent threats, if the Jamaica Football Federation did not get rid of General Secretary Dalton Will, there is now some amount of peace. According to Hall, he is happy with the support he has been getting from the Michael Ricketts-led JFF. When the dust is settled, I'm sure we can sit down and talk about the future. So at this point, I'm happy with the support. Returning first choice goalkeeper, Captain Andre Blake, who missed the previous two games because of an undisclosed injury. Undisclosed injury. Not like that. Spoke more of the on the field issues, saying he was happy with the way the team played. We did a great job. We started off very well, got an early goal, but lapsed towards the end of the first half, which is always dangerous, he said. It's sad to have given up our goal at that time, but we are happy for the point, and there's a lot we can take from this game, he said. Blake, a two-time winner MLS Goalkeeper of the Year award, was also pleased with the performance during the game. Blake's saves were significant in keeping Jamaica in the game. I'm happy to have kept more out than that which went in. The team is still relatively new, but it's a step in the right direction. Nice article. It can go on. But people, hold on. I see somebody on there, so who the person there? Show your face. Show your face. The person in the waiting room, show your face. All right. All right. I see some nice things written in this article. And one I want to it is said that Paul Hall threatened to resign in the wake of player frustration over the handling of travel arrangements and subsequent threats if the JFF did not get rid of Dalton Wint. Right? So it wasn't really a threat. It's not a threat. We have been reliably informed, and we were informed that Paul Hall resigned. I think that was one of the reasons why he was so edgy in answering the questions relating to that matter. You understand? It's a don't put words in my mouth. So that is the situation, people. That is the situation. Paul Hall resigned. So the fact of the matter is why I'm saying Paul Hall is still not safe, because can you hand in a resignation and basically negotiate to be in charge of the team? Huh? Talk to me, people. Talk to me, the people. But Neo, that's a very good question, you know. I'm wondering if documentation went in, because a meeting was held with the players, you know, and they were told of the resignation. So it is a situation. It is a situation that is very, very ticklish. It's very, very, very ticklish. Yeah. So Paul Hall is still not safe. I said it before. His footballing acumen as a coach has been questioned. A lot of people are asking, is he really the man for the job? No, some of the fans, it's a divide again, because some of the fans believe that, you know, that are the thing, Kyle. Very good question. Very good question. If he resigned, then remember, you know, we heard that remember, you know, the information is that the game against Mexico would be his last game. And then the talks will begin because of what? Resignation. Or is it where the interim position ended? You see the details, people. It's very, very, very ticklish. Very, very ticklish. Because if him resign, then how would that propel the negotiation going forward for him to get the job? Can I resign, Kyle, from an entity and then send in back a letter of application? Would they consider you? You understand? Would answer that question, Kyle. Would they rehire you? And remember, based on his record, it is in question. What he's doing is in question. All right, even if you don't resign, but how he stood in solidarity with the players. I think the precedents that he set there is a dangerous one, All right. To me, all right, they said if the game was not played, if the game was not played, then the team or the federation probably would have gotten a 2 years ban and a fine, and that is from all CONCACAF competition. So it would affect the other teams. And a fine of 500,000 US. You understand? So from what I'm gathering, people, he is at the mercy. Exactly, Ryan. Big up yourself, Ryan. So Ryan said, so I know people, I know joke me and make serious maths are go on, calculus are go on. You understand? So the fact is that he is at the mercy of the federation. You see the video with the man that play with the lion, right? At the zoo. And what happened? We should have taken him time and pull it out. But I'm gonna make. You understand? So you Ryan say you that Paul is not the man for the job. It's not looking good for Coach Paul. That's why I say him no safe, brethren. I tell you no safe. All right, we're taking a call. A caller is online. Caller, good evening. Welcome to the show. You're live and direct.
Good night, Coach Menzies. Kyle from the Reggae Boyz Sports Club.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Kyle.
Yeah, big up to you and all of the viewers, all of the fans, all of the supporters.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so, I mean, a lot of stuff's been going on, the past 2 weeks, but specifically, though, to touch on the Paul Hall situation, there's a lot of variables going on in that. Basically, he verbally said that he was going to resign. I don't know if there is an effective date. That's number one. And number two, there was also the stipulation that he would carry the team to qualify for the Gold Cup, which he did. And then the contract would be discussed, as per him continuing. A resignation can always be, canceled if it was not accepted. Basically, you can say, You know, I resigned, but I changed my mind. You know, I'm staying. As long as the administration didn't accept it, you know, then it's null and void. So all those questions need to be answered because we don't know. We don't know what is going on. You know,
Mm-hmm.
as per the GFF holding the blade, holding the handle, as you said.
Mm-hmm.
It's a, I don't believe that the GFF hold any handle because right now, from what I see, they are weak in that a lot of supporters are coming out and verbally getting in their face and letting them know that that we are not pleased with what's going on and we are on the side of the coach and the players. If not the coach, we are on the side of the players. You know,
But
I mean, me personally,
Kyle, yeah, go ahead.
mm,
Go ahead before you lose a chain of thought.
no, yeah, yeah. I was just going to say, me personally, I'm pleased with Paul Hall. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, the last four games, we have 2 wins and 2 draws.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I see a style of play coming into being. I mean, we have a midfield. Listen, let me just put this to everybody. Paul Hall did what Tapa could not do in all his years. Jamaica has a midfield. Jamaica has a midfield, or it's building a midfield that we can see is in progress. Tapa had years to do that, and he could never do that. So anybody telling me that they don't see progress, I have to question their football wisdom. All right. So I am pleased with Hall. You know, I will give him time. Let him build his team, and let's see where he can take this team. The man, the man just started. You know what I mean? Come
Mm-hmm.
on. Yeah.
Hold
So
on.
that's where I'm
There's
coming
a
from.
question. Let me see more your answer. Peter Parker. Peter Parker said something. All right. Him say it is it was what JFF president said at that time. He said resign in solidarity with the players. And when the reporter
Right?
asked Paul Hall, said in the press conference, that's the time he started to get a little bit flustered because he
I
was
mean,
saying that he
listen.
didn't say that and he was saying don't put words in his mouth. But the reporter indicated that the president said it. And
Okay,
there was
fine,
a
but
little lull in the room.
mm,
Another reporter
okay,
had to just ask the question. Ask another question.
okay. So hold on now. Fine. So the question that the media should ask, meaning you guys, is to Rickett, did you accept Paul Hall's resignation? Put the spotlight on them,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because if they did not, then Paul Hall have all right to say, listen, I changed my mind. So, you know what I mean? Listen, this happens every day at work. People put in them resignation, management don't accept it, and you take it back.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's a big cloud as to what transpired, what happened, what was the conclusion of all that drama. Did the GFF accept Paul Hall's resignation? And if they did they accept it in writing?
Mm-hmm.
Because everything right now is legal tender, not just verbal.
Because yeah,
Okay?
but
They,
yeah, go ahead.
mm, no. I was saying, even Paul Hall is saying that he resigned. Did Paul Hall put that in writing?
That's what we're not sure. And if did JFF
Right.
respond in writing, if that was the case.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So we have a big cloud, and all we're doing is just speculating, which is good. But we need to put pressure on the GFF also. Ask the GFF president some questions. Don't just put it on Paul Hall. Or, no. We as supporters, media, we have to get involved. So, the GFF need to feel pressure. And, I'm thinking that it's just going to mount more and more as the elections come along on the GFF because people are not pleased.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I believe.
Yeah, man.
You know? All right. So people, like the button, support the coach, and let's support our boys, Reggae Boyz, And when I say support the coach, I mean Coach Benzie, and Paul Hall too for those who support Paul Hall. All right, boss. Take care, man.
All right, big up yourself, Kyle. That's Kyle from the Reggae Boyz Supporters Club. CC, Wagwan, welcome to the show. Look like CC freeze, so I have to remove him. Yeah, man, look like he freeze. Man, hey, only not easy, you know. Peter Parker is saying, Coach, I believe Paul Hall said he will resign in the heat of the moment and not necessarily giving up hope on the Reggae Boyz project. So like the button. What he was supposed to say is to like the stream, hit the like button. You see, you were brain drained. I mean, you see this resignation. Listen, even in the press conference before the game, Paul Hall had nothing to do with that sort of conversation. Which in all truthfulness, he basically wanted to talk about the game, and you can't fight him for that. All right, we have another caller calling in. Caller, good evening. Welcome. You're live on the coach's desk.
Yeah, coach. Good evening, and evening to the people in the chat and CC on the panelist.
CC, jump off, man. Big up.
Jump off.
Yeah, look like him internet. Take him away.
Okay. In regards to what Paul Hall get it done at, I mean, I don't think Paul Hall will lose anything. I mean, like that much. I think Jamaica will lose more.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at the coaches right now out there, and that out there in the CONCACAF region are, because they're not gonna get a lower level coach than him, unless he's a Jamaican. They're not gonna go in the CONCACAF and get somebody who would, don't have the experience and all that. They're gonna go for an experienced coach. Anybody feel like a coach out there, say from Central America or South America or the United States, gonna come to Jamaica and looking to develop players, to have time to looking out for players in the JPL. Coaches out indoors want ready-made players, want players that are ready to go. It's in the ground running. So it will maybe help Jamaica to get some wins, and it will help Jamaica in some ways, but it will hurt the JFF in terms of what they want to do, in terms of the body of the JFF, the body, like the president and the club owners. It will hurt them more. Those are the ones that are going to get hurt. Because I don't see a coach coming from Central America. Another Rennie Seymour is going to go around, and that's gone. that era is gone. No, I don't know coach is going to go around and scrape up and looking for players to make them, like, given to all the system set right now in terms of, you get the matches, you get maybe 4 or 5 matches per year, 6 matches per year based on the windows, and you're not going to be able to get your right team for some friendly matches and all that. I mean, it's going to be hard. It's hard, coach. It's going to be, it's the Jeff, we are the one that are the fans. I wasn't voting for Paul Hall on a whole, but it's a 50-50 with him also. But he could be around still, like in the junior program. He could have his job stay and work on the junior program. But if anybody out there in Jamaica land or in the chat think that a coach is gonna come from South America, Central America, Canadian, American, or European, and gonna come in Jamaica and running around looking for gems and all that thing, and having to, where they're gonna pay this person, or they're gonna pay him, they can't fly out the team. Maybe if they get a Caucasian, maybe the business sector will come in. I don't know, because Jamaican business sector tends to think like that sometimes. Somebody speak well, speak eloquent, and it's of a different complexion. They tend to support that cause sometimes. But that person, we're gonna go and scout around the island and push up some JPL players and take a chance with them for 4 or 5 games, 6 games? I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. I have to see it. I have to see it to believe it. The last guy who tried that, he tried it for 3 months, and then he go in Portland and get some players from Georges, and they I can't remember his name, but he's the one guy that almost broke the JFF. And he, after 4 or 5 months, he couldn't stand up no more. He just stopped it. He go and get ready-made players. He said the players weren't ready, and he don't have the time to teaching players how to control and pass and move in space. They should be coming to him knowing that already. Readiness was have a problem with that, but he was here every day in Jamaica. He had the patience. But that was from 94 till now. It was 28 years ago when you guys just came here, 94, late 94. So it's more than quarter century. That's a long time in football. How many players we see come and retire since that? So, I mean, for me, Paul Hall is 50-50. He didn't have the experience at the senior level, but let's see if he's not coming back. I really don't want to see a little mediocre, because that's why I have them as mediocre, local coach, mediocre, because they don't know what they're doing. Most of them don't. Not to be disrespectful, but most of them don't know what they're doing.
You bring it that far, Carla?
He's bringing it that far. I wonder if you can hear me. He's bringing it that far.
I'm in Jamaica, and we know what's going on in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
Different from Jeffrey Maxwell and maybe, I don't even know if Craig have interest. I mean, you have a few coach, maybe, and you can count a coach in Jamaica who's ready for that, for the CONCACAF level. We're not talking about Caribbean. We're talking about bringing Jamaica to the top 4, top 5 team in CONCACAF, who know what he's doing, who have the experience. How many coach Jamaica have that? You're going to have to take a chance with another person, like a Paul Hall, who don't never coach at that level. That's what we're going to take a chance with. That's what we take with Whitmore. Another Whitmore 2.0, who don't have the, maybe coach at a club level for a period of time, but he don't have the international experience. How many coaches in Jamaica have that international experience at that level?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so I mean, that's inexperience. And remember, 2000, even 6 years ago, and now football, there's a little evolution. There's a press game now. 6-7 years ago, we wasn't talking about this so much. It wasn't like this. Football, it wasn't played like this. The goalkeeper and all. It's just, football is evolving. So
yeah,
how many coaches you have in Jamaica can really know we can put up the hand and say they're ready right now? They are more ahead of a Paul Hall. They're more ahead of a Tito Whitmore in terms of international level. They're there. They have that experience. 7, 8, 9, 10 international game under their belt already. For whatever country, Grand Cayman, whatever. How much we can find in Jamaica right now? I mean, you don't know. It's a gamble. So if we have to go to South America or the Central America, the United States, Europe, that person gonna come and wanna have his own. He's gonna come with baggage. He's gonna come and say he wants his own coaching staff, his own goalkeepers, just like the professor did. He doesn't come by himself. He brings like 4 or 5 people he could trust, who was looking out for him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get you're gonna get signed to under a $60,000-$70,000 budget per month with an assistant, a physio, a this or that. He's not gonna just come by himself and just come and work with people he don't know, he don't trust. So we have to know what we're doing. We just can't just throw out a person. He's not perfect, but to what we see, the J from the money, that's, to be honest, unless a businessman come from somewhere else and say they're willing to, the government step in and say they're willing to pay a coach with his team, with his backroom staff. That's the only way we can maybe get. The JSF can't manage it. They can't even fly a team, though they're going to pay $50,000, $60,000 a month, and they can't even charter a plane for a tournament, which they get paid for. They get paid to enter this tournament, and they can't even use that to secure the players to go there. They couldn't even find the players to come and play for the country. The player that was coming from overseas, they couldn't even. Come on, coach. It's dark days ahead, man. If Mr. Hall is not there, man, because they could have used him, and give him the contract, use him to to set up a system and to develop some youth programs. That's even 4 years after that, even there anymore. You could have get some substance out of him, you know, out of Mr. R. For get another person, you have to send him as a technical director. You have to set up the programs and the syllabus and everything to pass on to the local coaches and all of that, which we tried out before and they didn't continue with it. And people saying 2026 is going to be easy, it's going to be hard. Look at Costa Rica, look at the players there, look at those young players coming through. And Honduras, they're looking good. I see Curacao playing Canada, they might lose 4, but the game didn't look like a 4-love. I watched that game totally. They play good. Martinique is playing good football. At least we're not kicking the ball from like a Sunday league thing anymore, like a Sunday league in England. At least we're not doing that anymore. We have clinical possession. It's not perfect, but Bows have 2 assists. I've never seen Bows with no assists. How many times? So yeah, we've seen little improvement here, and it's not major. It's not, you know, we're not doing a playing with 11 games with this sport, 12 games. Some of them even, I mean, I don't even call them games like Catalona. It's just like a pickup thing on 2 day. But it is what it is, sport. But I'm telling you, it's not looking good with this JFF, and we can't get them out fast enough. And I don't know. You have to just work with them ladies. Yeah, hopefully look at under 23 team. I can give us a little qualification with the ladies, them, and we can have a good time. That's what we see, right? And they are rising right now. Otherwise, a dark days. Dark days. I respect, coach.
All right, bless up yourself, man.
Yeah, man.
All right, cool. So we see Neo have some welcome Richard, but before we hear from Richard, Rich Post Sports, let's talk about what Neo said. Would failure to hire Paul Hall be retaliation by the JFF execs for giving the player revolt a veneer of respectability when he publicly sided with them? Wins revenge. Very, very interesting one there, Neo. And TikTok is saying Paul Hall is the reason why a lot of quality players are not interested in Jamaica. I hope the fragile egos don't see the big picture. Rich Poe, at the time to come in at the conversation.
Just the right time. Just the right time, Coach Minzy. Good evening. How are you doing,
sir?
You all right?
Look, I can't freeze, man. I'm coming and ring and freeze.
Mister, can you hear me? Are you okay?
Me hardly hear you, Bridget.
Wait.
Volume.
Hold on a minute.
You need to call the audiologist.
I wonder if my headphones that's up. Can you hear me now?
I'm hearing you now, but it's
difficult.
Difficult, yes. Like I'm straining to hear you.
That's interesting. Maybe it's my headphones. I can come out and come in again. Maybe that could help. Oh, wait a minute. Can you hear me now?
I've been saying, Richard, I'm hearing you. It's just that it's not loud enough.
Oh, I took my headphones out. There's no improvement.
Probably it's me, you know, it's my system, you know, because you see, probably it's my system. I'm at Ford.
I've not had any problems this past week regarding sound quality. I am endeavoring. What another song right now. Like workman on the keys.
Anyways, while you try to fix that, let me go through some of these comments. Michael Woodburn is giving us some statistics on Paul Hall. After 11 games, 2 wins, 3 draws, and 6 losses. Not a great start. But did he ever had his best 11 for any of those games? Could think the same thing could have been said about Coach Whitmore. Um, and I see a brain drain 2.00 on screen. KD haters are happy the Warriors won without him. We need to start playing at least 6 top quality friendlies yearly and filling the stadium again. Good evening, Richard. How you doing, boss? It's been a long time. Gregory, heal up, Richard. Peter
Bless up.
Parker, Duclan, what you saying? We have no
Bless
time
up,
to
everybody.
experiment coaching right now. I'm brain drain, I big up Rich Poor. Check by Joseph and Pagan in the building. Brownman Security. But Jeff, if I talk about coach and every day them talking about don't have money. So how them going to pay good coach? Well, I don't know. Rob Smith says he's optimistic about the future with Paul Hall. Yeah. So Richard, what say you?
Coach Minzy, I've got concerns a year on from joining your good self on the panel. I've got concerns about the ability of Jamaican people, authorities, shall we say. I mean, we're looking at the JFF squarely, but also wider afield in terms of relationship building. Relationship building is a real issue. What Neo said about, is the JFF potentially getting back at Paul Hall for standing and supporting the players' call for respectability, to ensure that they have their airfares taken care of and their itinerary is in place. Paul Hall shouldn't be victimized, hypothetically or practically. He shouldn't be victimized for supporting the players and their need for comfort and to focus on the one thing that they're meant to do, which is to play football. And the bag of drama surrounding this whole Wint resignation affair, and now for Paul Hall to be under pressure and in some quarters to be considered not capable of leading the Reggae Boyz. Well, if he isn't, and I'll include for the salary that's available for the position, who is? Who is? Tonight, JD, tonight I am doing some stock inventory. I'm doing stock inventory as regards football fans in Jamaica and across the platforms. I think there's a lot of self-interests at play, and it's very unfortunate. And it's not the best way for Jamaica to be, one, taken seriously, and to two, make real inroads and develop a plan to turn Jamaica into a consistently credible footballing nation. We need to get things right on the pitch, but we need to get things right off the pitch as well. And it's very, very perturbing and disappointing with the bag of drama that's surrounding the JFF. And as Neil was saying, the talk of potential retribution. That's ridiculous. Coach, am I
Or
talking out of turn?
victimization.
Or victimization. That's ridiculous. Self-interests are at play. Coach means how aware are you of the self-interests that are at play in Jamaican football? Is that a consistent Achilles heel, calf muscle type injury that besets Jamaican society? Self-interests.
Yeah, I think so. I believe that it's one of the things that plague leadership in Jamaica, and I will be careful to also say it's a reflection of what happens in the wider society. So once there's some form of political strings attached, then you're gonna have these self-dealings. Because when I say political, I mean it has to do with you have to vote for the JFF for somebody to be in power, right? So that's the political arm of it. And that's where I believe once that is a part of it, then some sort of self-dealing will take place. That's all I'll say on that.
So when we're having discussions on these platforms, when we're encouraging protests, for example, at the National Stadium, and then hearing the players say, we value the football, the fans coming along, we respect and love the encouragement and support that they bring to us. Can you see the dichotomy? Can you see the conflict right there? It's just
Who said that?
During the game, post game, Cataract, I believe, was interviewing the likes of Javane Brown.
Yeah, the players definitely believe in the support of the fans. They believe in the 12th man or 12th man. Other aspects, other strands of the federation might not believe so. Because if it were so, then a lot of interaction, a lot of communication would have been taking place. The players really love the support. The coach also will love the support, but the other arm.
It's very, very unfortunate. A JT Taylor, who I believe you would be familiar with, he uses often terms the term when we're chopping things up, a quagmire of a situation. When we reason, the term he comes up with to encapsulate everything that are going on, a quagmire of a situation, quicksand, sticky, muddy terrain. And it's very unfortunate. You were talking about the under 20s, maybe not at length, but I was looking forward to hearing some more feedback and insights into the under 20s forthcoming campaign. And I've got some notes on them. I'm going to be following them to see how they get on. But the climate, I mean, there's even drama in that arena. I mean, how optimistic are you, Coach Minzy, after everything you've seen after the last year? Is it inevitable that our footballing quality on the pitch, our search to move up the rankings, our search to bag and bring in players from across the diaspora, is that going to be continually be a case of one step forward and two steps back? Or are you optimistic? And if you are, what's the way forward, Coach Minzy? If you're optimistic, what's the way forward? Viewers and subscribers, please come in with your solutions. Please.
I can answer that quickly.
Go ahead.
Restructuring of the entire federation. That is the way forward. Restructuring of the federation. I mean, rules and laws and regulations and all of these things, it have a rewrite. You know what I mean? Because if you put in new personnels, it is still going to be the same revolving cycle. So the modus operandi will remain the same. You understand? But if we're going to think about change and the way forward, something has to give. And that something that has to be given is a reconstruction of the inner dealings and happenings of the JFF. And I don't mean this in any disrespectful way. Why I can say that is because I would have read the Constitution or the bylaws, and based on what it tells me, there's a lot to be desired. And things can be easily derailed or manipulated, wanting of a better term. You know what I mean? So if I had the power to do this, that's the first place I'd go to snap my fingers for the change to happen. Because if you don't have new policy, if you don't have up-to-date policy, if you don't have 21st century policy, then how are we going to impact from the office? There's no way it can be done. And Mark, even if there's a reconstruction, Richard, and we have a new set of people going there, you're still gonna have personnels in there that are going to be trying to do things their way. But another strong thing about having these things is the person at the helm should hold people accountable, and that is not happening in the Jamaican system. The accountability thing is very, 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 very dim. Very. So I mean, we are very, very, very powerful set of people, but we have some underlying issues that affect us in our professionalism, in our daily operation, and all these things. You understand? And it cripples us sometimes from going forward. It basically derail the potential that we show to go forward. I can remember in I did a research, and you see where in time past Jamaica was very poised as one of the leading nations in the Caribbean, in the Americas. And because of what? Poor governance. The thing does mash up. Railway system mash up. Industry system mash up. Every single thing because of poor governance. And Jamaica is still poised. However, poor governance is our issue. I may say our because I am a part of the nation. And the diaspora, yes, you get a part of it too. We have poor governance. We start out something good, and lack of management, lack of governance, lack of accountability cause it to run to the ground. So it's something that we have to fix, but Brain Drain said it is not. Well, Brain Drain said grandmothers are overrated. But I still believe that some of the things that they say are relevant because you can't bend a tree when it all. And Jamaica is what, over 60? Or we're going to be 60 this year? We're over 50. We are baton very well. We reach a half century and we are baton. So we're very, very difficult to get out there now. We get used to the pitch, used to the ball, comfortable now. Would have faced a lot of deliveries. So it's very difficult to get us out unless we lapse in concentration.
Well,
all right, we see a super chat there by Kyle Wallace. JFF regime change, bylaws change. Of course, that has to be the way forward. Jamaica mash up because people like myself migrate and give their best to Uncle Sam. That is so true. And that's why you say brain, that's why your name is Brain Drain. Brilliant minds tend to want to leave because of what? The lack of infrastructure, the lack of governance, the lack of opportunities for persons who go to these so-called top institutions in the country. And after a while, what? There's nothing for them to do. So a man like Brain Drain who went up by Mona, top institution, not only in Jamaica, not only in the Caribbean, but worldwide. These people leave. And every year, tens of thousands of these people leave.
But CD, you mentioned something, and you said something. You were quite bold and courageous, honest, heart on sleeve, when you suggested that there seems to be an issue in Jamaican societies and communities in general, that may be magnified, but certainly reflected at the JFF level. It astounds me that after being on the platform for just over a year now, that the JFF have been at the helm, at the front of Jamaican football. And what's even more concerning is that the fact that you said if they are removed because of the bylaws and because of other individuals who will have their own way of doing things, they may end up ultimately being in the same quagmire and same position, receiving the buckle and the disrespect from the footballing communities. That's really concerning and frustrating. Listen, does the JFF, in your understanding, appreciate and love the game of football? Sounds an odd question.
You're asking if they appreciate and love the game of football?
I'm asking you that question genuinely. I'm asking you. Yes,
You know that's a powerful question, Richard.
Oh, you mean? Reason, boss.
A powerful question, man.
No tiddlywinks business, yes, sir.
The answer to that is no. Not all and sundry are lovers of the game. Not only the game, the whole operation, the whole structure of football. Remember now, football is not only played on the field. If that is so, you wouldn't have a federation and you don't have the externals, the kit sponsors, the physical trainers, the coaches, and all of these people that come together to ensure that football operate. Yeah. So I don't believe, and it's quite interesting how the timing of you asking that question. I had a conversation the other day, and trust me, revelation. Not everybody really, really love this football. If they love the football, you wouldn't operate, so Bridget. A real thing.
Neo Sovereign, can you hear
football,
us?
It wouldn't be operating this way. I mean, some persons are probably trying. And you see, this is where the fans come in. This is where the diaspora come in. A lot of people out there willing to help, give off their time, give off their ability at no cost. But I mean, you know, you have fee for restriction and all of these things. But if you have a man number, you can send a message and say, what you think of this? Or you're in a group and you throw it out and say, what you think of this? You understand? And these things can happen to help the whole operation. Sports management and UTech, UWI, GC Foster College, Michael, you need to start. Jamaica is a sporting country. We need to start doing bachelor's and graduate studies in sports management. Straight sports management.
That's not taking place at the moment?
You might do a course. I'm not sure if you reach that level. I might be just rambling and don't know it out there. But if it is happening, it needs to be more practical. People go out into the field and learn the thing. Not only in Jamaica, can even go overseas. Exchange program and them someday.
Peter
Neil,
Paul,
welcome.
Good evening, Neil. Good evening. Full respect. Peter Parker, before we hear from Neil, I'm sure that Neil's got some insightful comments and observation. There's plenty of feedback that we're receiving in the comment section. I saw Peter Parker. Good evening, Peter Parker. He's shooting his web slinging very effectively with some powerful comments. One of them was which one when he mentioned the Hungarian national team. Listen, the reaction to that 4-0, get me now, 4-0 thrashing, defeat, heavy defeat at the hands of Hungary, who have not qualified for the World Cup. They gave a couple of bloody noses in the European Championships of 2020. But they, as a collective, banded together like a band of brothers. You could see the hunger. Technique is there, but the hunger, the effective quality coaching, the drive and desire, the commitment and effective communication all serve to get the job done. What's Jamaica's biggest strength? Coach, I can see you're checking out some things. Neil, can I ask you, sir, what do you think? Because we don't want to be, banging on and being entirely negative. We want to be as constructive as we can in this arena as possible. What are Jamaica's greatest strengths when it comes to taking on our fellow CONCACAF rivals, girding up our resources, what we have? We can only work with the material that we have. My brother, Naya Bingi, bless up Naya, big up. He's a tailor, works with the material that he's given to produce the best suit to match the occasion. What are Jamaica's greatest qualities as a potential footballing, powerful CONCACAF country, Neil, in your view, sir? You're mute.
Right, sorry about that. No, I was saying that Jamaica is an enigma in my mind because, for every advantage we have, there is a qualifying disadvantage that can swallow the whole thing. For instance, I think that, we have good athletes. We have, I don't want to say that our athletes are genetically superior to anybody else or anything like that, but we have people out there who know what it takes to get fit and to be active and to play the sport well. We have a history of being a small axe that cut down the big trees. We can punch above our weight in many sports. So those are big strengths. I mean, we also have, I would go out to say that we have the capability for good management. We've seen good management in other sports. We always talk about track and field. Back in the day, we had good management for cricket, and maybe we're getting back there too. So those are definitely strengths. But when it comes to, our football and the football administration, I think the thing that really affects us the most is that, the GFF, whether it's this administration or any other administration, to be honest with you, if they don't hold themselves accountable, internally, we can't. It's hard because the way FIFA is structured, the GFF can do many things, and not the government. They're the local entities that will hold your feet to the fire are not able to do so, because if they do it, then FIFA will suspend the federation. So as a result, the GFF gets to hide behind the shield and basically become untouchable, right? And so we have to find other ways to reach them, other ways to persuade them that the better management and the improving of the football will be better for everybody collectively.
Respect, Neil. Respect. I see that Coach Minzy has posted a comment down there by a TikTok. Good evening, TikTok. Good evening. And I've seen another comment by yourself regarding my comments. You agreed and disagreed with me. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Let me be crystal clear. I am in no way looking personally to throw anybody under the proverbial Juta bus. Coach Minzy went out on a limb and said that he feels that self-interests are definitely at play and that the JFF do need to be held accountable. They may have a questionable love and appreciation as to the professionalism required and towards the love of the game and doing what's best and taking the steps needed financially, mentally and otherwise to see Jamaica thrive. I am not going to say JFF are incompetent totally and have everything going for them and it's everybody else's fault and everybody else is wrong and they are right. What I said on
and I can agree with you on that, Richard. Because when there are things to be highlighted on the positive end, we do that. But sometimes when we do that, the same persons in the comment section call us agents of JFF.
Coach,
it's like they always want us to be on the negative side, which cannot be. We have to highlight when they do good. We have to highlight. It's not a one-dimensional thing. The coin has two sides and also the edges. You understand? So we tend to do that, but you know, people will always say what they desire to say. So I agree with you on that, Richard.
That is something
full respect. Go ahead, Neil.
I just wanted to point this out to people. I pointed a link to an article that was published in the Jamaica Observer. It was written by Chris Derrin. Coach, do you know, can you confirm, isn't Chris Derrin the guy who owns Sportsmax? Does Chris Derrin own Sportsmax? I know that Chris Derring is an entrepreneur, businessman. I think he used to play football for Jamaica. You know, but I'm not sure if he's affiliate, if he owns Sportsmax or he's.
I'm not sure. I'd have to find that out, but okay. I'm not sure.
Well, so here's the thing. I wanted to, you know, point out this article written by him. This article really does put into context and focuses the discussions that we're having right now. Coach, do you mind if I just read some excerpts from the article? I posted it in the chat for people who wanted to take a look at it. I was kind of surprised that I didn't see anybody in the blogger sphere or the YouTube sphere really talking about this article, or maybe they have and I just didn't see it, right? So it's called JFF Suriname Gate, a great opportunity. Let's not blow it. That's the name of the article, and it's written by Chris Derrin on June 12, 2022, right? So he says, my Brazil World Cup chat group, my Brazil World Cup chat group of knowledgeable football aficionados reminded me that Jamaica's football has been worse off, but perhaps not by much. We were embarrassingly disqualified from the 1986 FIFA World Cup. For our qualification game against Canada, I was actually named in a 40-man training squad. It was fortuitous. I was away at college and unable to leave school. A week later, the squad was halved and I was ignominiously jettisoned before a training session or ball kicked. My ad hoc selection, squad reduction, and subsequent FIFA expulsion epitomized the Jamaican Football Federation of the day. Last-minute travel notices, overnight on airport floors, stranded for days in Haiti, relying on baby doc for shelter and food, were some of my most not-so-fond memories of the Jamaica Under-20 football program. Youth and the thrill of representing Jamaica overrode those minor indignities, but sub-amateurish days should have been long gone and certainly inappropriate when dealing with high-value professional footballers. The players' outrage and the bay for blood is merited. Captain Horace Burrell's domineering personality had temporarily rebranded the JFF, but the organization relied heavily on his strong will, buttressed by the master coach and politician that was Rene Simoes. It was unsustainable, and even their aura fell prey to the inevitable. For the most recent iteration, the JFF General Secretary has fallen on his sword. But the important question is whether the JFF suffers from individual or institutional incompetence, or both. JFF executives are not above individual criticism or reproach, but the convenience of throwing individuals under the bus can mask underlying issues. Competent individuals can be undermined by internal or external institutional fragilities. The JFF is not fit for purpose, and the need for a comprehensive modernization impatient of debate. CONCACAF has undertaken a review of the statutes, which will lead to better congressional representation, clubs, football, etc. But will it address the real management of the game? The Jamaica Premier League's progress under Chris Williams is instructive, as steering that troubled entity through COVID-infested waters was no mean feat. A blend of experience, dedicated administrators, mixed with people of solid business acumen and credentials is needed. It is a marriage of necessity that requires egos and ambitions to be tempered. No one knows it all. Learning and growing from the healthy tensions will prevent throwing out gains already made. So Coach, I realize that this article is kind of long. So I don't know if you want me to go on to read the rest of it. But I really wanted to highlight it and ask, people who are interested in this kind of debate that you're talking about to read it. I mean, I know that Chris Dering's name always comes up as somebody who could possibly one day lead the JFF, because he is, he has a passion for football, but he's also a well-noted, business person. So, I know, I just thought that this was very pertinent to the discussions that we were having.
Neil, I think that comment and the article is relevant to this discussion, no doubt about it. May I put to you, though, in addition to the comment, another comment, useful comment by TikTok below here, who's questioning if the article has any answers. Can you envisage? So I'm allowing and asking viewers and subscribers, yourself and Coach Minzy, to take a journey and imagine we had a virtual meeting around a table where the likes of Cataract, the Ultras, the Neo Sovereigns, the Coach Minzys, the JDs, the Crystal Davises, the Andre Blakes, who have their opinions on selection of players, when they should come, what it's about, and then a complement of the players that can play their club football overseas. Can you imagine a round table where these individuals with vested interests and self-interest and opinions came together? What do you think would be the culmination of that? And the reason I asked that, Neil and Coach Minzy, viewers and subscribers, is I want to find out how willing and ready are those in the JFF now and proponent future incumbents, from the leader to other people. Mr. Speed is in the position now. How easy is it for Jamaicans to compromise, call a spade, admit their shortcomings, admit their personal biases, and be willing to work collectively using the art of compromise, the art of effective relationship building to produce the betterment for Jamaican football? Neil.
Well, so first let me just address TikTok's comment. So, of course, there is a section of that article entitled Why, Who, and How. So, TikTok is really, I don't know if he read the article, but if he did, he's definitely misrepresenting the article, because, as I said before, it has a section that says why, who, and how, and specifically tries to talk about how it is done. So, I don't know, TikTok, if you read the article again, you'll see it. You may not be satisfied with the how and the who and the why he says in the article, but your the way you say the article is written, or what it's missing is just untrue, right? So that's the first thing. As for that kind of symposium, if you want, Richard, I mean, I endorse that. What I will say is that I think that the YouTube family and the people in the chat, it's all in one big family. And what I have witnessed is, I'm not disputing or suggesting that your suggestion would not be fruitful. But I think that it's an ecosystem, and every day all of us are listening to each other, and we're often very challenged by the points that somebody brings up. Coach may say something, management is watching it, and then the next day, his show takes an element of that and focuses on it. Cataract or JD might have something going on, and the next day it inspires, unseen sports or somebody to say something else. And as for Crystal, of course, we watch her show and we're all inspired by her, whatever she says. But the point is, within this ecosystem, those ideas are exchanged all the time. I think also it's good to point out that, I've been working on the bylaws, and basically, it's finished. I've been holding back, trying to find when is the right time for us to actually get out there and start discussing it, and that time is coming pretty soon, right? So I think that we're definitely working on it. And as for that kind of symposium thing that you're referring to, yeah, I endorse that idea. I think it would be a great thing to do. I think the other day, I saw Crystal and who was it? I can't remember. Crystal and one of the other
was it Formula?
Yes, Formula Sports. Sorry, Formula. I just couldn't remember the name. I think they had a show that they co-hosted together.
Yes, unique. Yes, unique. Right. Yes, simultaneous streaming.
Right. So I was looking at it and I wasn't sure what I was looking at. But that technology is there, so it certainly could make for something like that.
And may I add as well, Neo. Mm-hmm. What was interesting, I'm glad you raised the that particular historic event. What was interesting also was that they agreed to differ. There were a couple of issues and topics in which they agreed to differ, and no matter what, they still respected each other, but they had different perspectives. And the challenge for Jamaican football is finding that sweet spot, or those sweet spots where we can have, is it too much to ask, a manager at the helm, having a system. I said you said you're working on the bylaws, and more power to you, because you've been putting a lot of work there. But how receptive, how knowledgeable, how receptive is the ground in terms of the love of the game, an appreciation of the game, and an awareness that there are genuine struggles, hard work needs to be put in, systems need to be put in place in order for Jamaica to actually achieve something and be the best they can be, to take on the likes of Panama, El Salvador, Mexico, and Canada going forward. I mean, compromise seems to be if I say compromise, Neil, and being an effective, humble listener, being ready to take things on the chin, being ready to accept certain hard truths. I heard somebody in the comment section, I think it was TikTok again, who said that now go on in Jamaica. You know why? Because it's a tribal culture. How true is that? I'm trying to gauge. I said to Coach earlier, I'm trying to do a stock inventory. I'm trying to check out the climate and the lay of the land and what we have in the cupboard, in the stock cupboard, where it comes to Jamaican footballing culture from the fans' perspective, all around? What say you?
Yeah, I mean, there is no doubt that we are a tribal society in general in Jamaica. It's unfortunate. I mean, the truth is, tribalism is a feature of almost every society. What I have discovered having, maybe immigrated to the United States and visiting other cultures is, you have to take active measures every day to avoid the pitfalls that tribalism cause. You have to have, and it, it's just something, it's the same thing that I try to do in the bylaws. You have to have separation of powers. You have to have rules. You have to have goalposts and common causes that everybody are trying to achieve. Because if you cling to your own tribe and your own opinion, and you don't have compromise, or you don't agree to disagree, and even in so doing still try to achieve a common goal, you really are not going to get anywhere. What you're going to have is basically a tug of war, and instead of anybody winning, it's just back and forth, like a a pulling contest. So that's definitely something that really makes the task of making our team a world-class team very difficult. But I don't think it is beyond us. I think that in a sense, the JFF as a structure has really ossified. I know that sounds like some kind of crazy word. I mean, it's grown old. The money and the comfort that it provides for parish presidents and current members, people are comfortable. People are stuck in their old ways, and really and truly, not only do they not want to give up that comfort, but they see anybody else coming in as a newbie, as somebody who don't know what they're talking about, and they're not prepared to allow new people to come in and maybe feel for themselves and learn in the process. But the truth is that sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need new people to come in and fail so that they can better empathize with your position, or sometimes you need to let them come in and succeed so that you can learn from them. But unfortunately, it seems like a zero-sum game. So as I said before, the only way to overcome that is to have better rules, to make sure there's a separation of powers, make sure you hold each other accountable, etc., etc.
It's a very good point you're making there, Neil. A very good point indeed. Is the glass half full or half empty as far as you're concerned, Neil? I've got a bit of I might use you as a proverbial guinea pig. Early doors here, but I might use a proverbial guinea pig. So bear with me, Neil. And if you choose to not answer, no problem. But are you optimistic? Is the glass half full or half empty where we stand now?
I'm optimistic, and let me tell you why. I mean, I don't anticipate that things are going to change rapidly. I don't anticipate that tomorrow we're going to wake up and all the problems with the administration or the team is going to go away. But the amount of change and attention that has come the JFF way within the last 2 to 3 years, I don't think anything could have prepared them for this. I mean, it is, so that, for 14 years, basically nobody really held the JFF accountable. Within that 14 years, there's been more than one administration, right? I don't want to say nobody held them accountable. I held them accountable, but basically they shared a different relationship with the traditional press. They don't share that relationship with us. And furthermore, they the things that hold the traditional press back in terms of what they discuss and whether or not they have to answer to an editor. Coach Minze is his own editor. You understand? And also the people in the chat are also editors of the show as well. So this sort of movement makes me optimistic that from now on, even if the JFF don't adopt bylaws that I propose or somebody else propose bylaws which we think will really make a difference. And believe me, Richard, some people think that some people believe that the bylaws is really it don't matter if you have new bylaws, because if they don't follow it, then what's the use? Another person on YouTube said bylaws, smilaws. He knows himself. The truth of the matter is, I don't know if they're going to follow it, but I know that we all would be better off having that out there so that people can use it as a point of reference and try and hold people accountable. Rome wasn't built in a day, right? Rome wasn't built in a day. And so basically, I just view this whole YouTube revolution and this family of local Jamaicans and international Jamaicans coming together to achieve something. That is reason for optimism. Do we still continue to have problems with the team? Yes. Is the JFF still messing up on some areas? Yes. But for me, I am optimistic. I view the glass as half full.
Respect, Neo. Respect. It's ironic that we've been joined. I hope that we've got the lines clear and that we can link with CC. CC Sports Lag, can you hear us?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Give thanks, Sports Lab. Listen, man, I just picked up one of your comments there, suggesting that yeah, man, I may have more questions than answers. Well, big man, yeah, your love, Coach means it. Big man, let me directly address.
Hold on, Rich Paul. I want to ask you, where do you see the program from your point of view? What's your opinion on the road forward, and how do you see it as towards how the program is being handled right now?
I love that question. Let me give you a direct answer. Transparency, accountability, which is what Coach Minzy was alluding to earlier. The addressing of self-interests, the tackling of self-interests, and professionalism. Transparency is one of the big ones. And we've been having this conversation, and I've been aware that, alas, when it comes to matters around finance, money, the use of money, budgeting, expenditure, accountability, back to that word, back to transparency, it seems to be lacking. Neil may give us an explanation. Are people getting around this by using the bylaws and using politricks to get around this? Because without transparency, the general rule of thumb is if something is not transparent, something agwan, something not right, somebody try to hide something. And CC, Jamaica, just over a year I've been on the platform, and I've said it, and I'll say it again. Neil has said that he thinks it's glass half full and half empty, but we've got to be careful about taking one step forward, two steps back. If you are not ready to be transparent, if you do not have the love of the game at heart, CC, I would be concerned. I am a Seleção fan, a Brazilian fan, in that I've got plenty of time. Over the years and decades, I've followed the Seleção
Brazuca
through thick and thin. CC, I know that you have plenty of time and appreciation for Brazil. If I felt that the national coach of Brazil did not have the support of his players or the fans or the federation, I would look into that and I'd be concerned. But ultimately, I would be working around this simple concept: the love of the game, the respect of the game, and wanting your nation to put its best foot forward to produce a football team and performances that do the nation's capabilities and passion justice. I'm not sure at all times if Jamaica are too many times shooting themselves in the foot through the lack of transparency, through the lack of professionalism, through the clear self-interest, through the lack of humility and willingness to sit down and reason things out. CC, I don't know how much money the JFF has at its disposal for training camps, for hotel fees, and for flights, plus the payment to players for their time and representing the nation that they love. Is it too much to ask, CC? I'm asking you directly. Is it too much to ask for transparency?
Speak.
Atio. That's exactly what I'm asking for. I don't want the wife to wake up, but I'm asking that question. Can you speak and let us know? Is it too much to ask from London, England, for Jamaica to be transparent through the JFF and through platforms such as Coach's Desk, iMaxit, Formula Sports, Talawa, this and that, a whole plethora of social platforms are saying, look, you need to bring this thing to account. But do they have what it takes to persuade the JFF, you know what? This is what we've got. This is what we've got at our disposal. Because without that, CC, that's when the so. That's when the biasness, that's when the isms and schisms come in. And that's just not beneficial for the game. So my thing is, the way forward, you need some transparency and some openness, willingness to listen, take things on the chin, listen and carry things out to, in your mind, do things that are best for the national game. England had a 4-0 beating recently. You know that England have reached the European Championship finals recently. They reached in 2018 the semi-finals of the World Cup. That constituted a lot of success by England standards, big time success. But they just lost recently, this year, with months to go, the Qatar World Cup looming. They lost 4-0 at home. That's almost unheard of. They've played 3 Nations Cups games, or 4, 3 or 4. They've not won any. Lost to Hungary twice, drew with Italy, drew with Germany, scored 1 goal, a hurricane penalty. Mr. Southgate is under a bag of pressure from the media and from the fans. But hear what? The bottom line is, Gareth Southgate wants the best for the England national team. The English authorities want the English national team to succeed. And the fans, no matter how much they rail and cuss, they want the best for the England national team. Through that, and in the race to get and achieve that, there's going to be issues, debates, arguing, agreements, and disagreements. But transparency is there, because if a coach is under pressure to play certain players because of their form ability, then the coach can either agree, listen, and decide I'm going to go with it, but I'm going to be convinced, or he can choose to go his own way. With Jamaica, it's a different kind of vibe that I'm picking up. Paul Hall, make no mistake about it, he has led a Jamaican national team that is definitely distinctively different than the Tapper, under the Tapper regime, as far as I can see. No question about it. I'm not talking about results definitively, but the style of play, the type of play that has been called in. I think Jamaica are heading in the right direction. I think that. But at the moment, it looks like he's on a rocky road at the moment. And I'm wondering, for the salary that he's meant to be taking as the national coach, how many others are duty bound, willing and able to take up such a position? Why is Paul Hall not being given the role? Is it because he's not going to be committed to being 100% based in Jamaica? Is it because he's not going to give up the QPR role? Is it because he's supported the players recently in that Suriname debacle? Transparency. Back to that word. Is it possible, CC? Speak.
All I can say is this, coach. I'm not sure if you're hearing anything in my background that is disturbing. Yeah, you hear anything?
We hear something like some lovers vibes. I don't know what kind of music, soft vibes, but something. But right now it's business you deal with, you know.
I can't come off them because of the music I put in.
We can hear the background, but we can hear you clearly. Speak and let's see how it goes. Let's see what the viewers and subscribers say. Speak. You're definitely in the foreground. Go ahead, CC.
I know, man, but I'm asking coach if it's okay for me to talk. Coach,
You've got authorization. I think you can continue. If it was a problem,
go on talk. Figure it out.
All right. So, Richard, what I'm saying is that I don't know if this organization can exercise transparency, right? Because several persons, whether they work for the JFF or a part of the JFF.
Hold on, the CC. As you answer the question that you mentioned, transparency, TikTok was been given his TikTok moments. He's saying that, Richard, you have to study football and the JFF in particular. This is the most transparent admin ever, and are more transparent than the average federation. Go ahead, CC.
and respect to that, by the way, TikTok. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. If that is the case, then, as we have said, we're not going to be not giving credit where it's due. If this is the most transparent authority thus far compared to others, then that's cool, but only to a certain point, because we need more transparency if necessary. I mean, there's there's more. You can always improve. We can always improve, and I think there's a ways to go. And I think because of social media, because of the awareness of players, the world round, we are now aware that the discussion is very much heated. The discussion and the awareness of fans towards Jamaican talent across the diaspora is very much there. The need to be professional, to be accountable, is absolutely squarely in front of us. So we're not burying our heads in the sand. And we've seen where Jamaica have gotten with the under-20 campaigns, as well as the national Reggae Boyz campaign. It's not been good enough. We aspire to more. And in order to aspire to more, we need more transparency, not more drama and more putting up barriers. We need more transparency and professionalism and accountability, and calling spades a spade, agree to disagree, to collaborate, to reason, and to move forward for the benefit of Jamaica. And
I don't think the fans are trying to want to know the everyday runnings of the JFF.
Go ahead.
When they're going in the morning, what they do from 8 to 5 or whatever. No. But remember, we weren't used to having what you call press conference. That is on board now because of the pressure. I think persons want to know about even the who's responsible for certain things in terms of things that are in the public domain. The logo, things like these that persons are researching and finding out that these things are not, clear. Players are not getting first class, the sort of trips that they are getting carrying them around the world, and when they reach they're so jet lag or lag, and they want to play at optimal. I don't think people want to know the intricacies of Richard going to work 9 o'clock and leaving 5 o'clock, what he does throughout that time. No. I think the answers would have been from the things that are in our face, so to speak. So
But look at it,
I'm not in agreement with that one though, TikTok.
but look at it, coach. TikTok is saying all this and saying all that. Remember, the JFF is out there trying to get money from people, trying to garner sponsorship from persons. There's no way an organization can just come and get sponsorship and you can't see some level of transparency. The fact of the matter is, this is not an organization that is, what will we say now? It is private in such a way that it is not intrinsically linked to any governmental or social activity in the country. So football is for the nation. Football falls under the Ministry of Sports. Football is something that is deemed as public as anything else. And JFF is the representative of FIFA in Jamaica in terms of governing the overall football development and growth of the game, right? That's what FIFA is about, growth of the game and the development of players and stuff. So FIFA is like, JFF is like the ambassador, I would say, in my opinion, for FIFA in that regard, right? So whatever JFF is doing, and we as fans, we are stakeholders in in it, in terms of we are paying patrons, customers, paying patrons. Some of us have bought jerseys and along with tickets. Some of us have donated and given to the cause. So it is not something that when persons asking, I think it is something that Rob Smith is saying sponsorship doesn't require transparency. Of course, sponsorship requires transparency. If you're going to sponsor an event, the persons want to know how certain things are going. They still want to know how certain things is going to be done, charity and everything else. But all I'm saying is this: there are several stakeholders or key stakeholders within the sporting realm, right? And these persons need to be informed of what is actually going on. As in, we don't necessarily need to know, as coach would say, the day-to-day running, but we need to know what are some of the roles of some of these persons. Why is this? Why when an international break is coming up, a press conference has to be held and certain things being discussed before the matches. Those are the things that we are looking for, and answers to certain questions, right? Getting a bit more involved. That is why I think, and this is just my opinion, that I said that I think the voting should split. 50% goes to the federations in the country, 25% goes to corporate, and 25% goes to the fans. So if the football fails in the country, fans, corporate, and the federations across the island all are a part of it. So that will now put more pressure on the persons involved in the football to take accountability. Because at this point in time, Richard, I don't understand. For example, to me, the JFF board should have representative as a non-executive director or so from the private sector, in terms of corporate people. Whether it want to be somebody from the bank or somebody but some personnel from these powerful institutions, the money institution them in the country. I would think that you could have a couple of non-executive directors, because these are persons who have running business, Richard. So they would understand how to run an organization, right? These are not persons who will be in the day-to-day operations of the JFF. They are persons who will craft policies and procedures to ensure that the JFF is being operated at a surplus and not a deficit. And when operating at a surplus, there are things that you can achieve more in terms of when they're coming out and saying they don't have money.
Hold on, the CC. Hold on, the CC. I give you back your chance to talk. TikTok, I answer the question on screen. And you said no federation gives fans a vote. Join a club and get a vote. I don't think anybody on this forum has ever asked in terms of for a fan to vote. Persons make reference of clubs, a few of the players, coaches, and other persons involved in football. So TikTok, you got that one wrong. And I want you to answer the question on screen. Go ahead, CC.
No, what I was saying is this, coach, and there's a lot of factors in a lot of things. I'm saying that when whatever TikTok is saying and say that you could buy blood, JFF, as it is currently constructed, is a failing organization. As currently constructed. And for him to say that, he came out and say, I'm not going to rebuff certain things. He came out and say they are exercising transparency. We have persons coming on some other programs stating that they were not in any money issues. They have the money. They're staying in for 3, 4, 5 class, three, I don't want to 3-star hotels. They're flying first class and they don't have any money issues. And then you have the same persons coming back and saying, oh, them have money problem, and money is so explain to me, Richard, how transparency works. Because a person cannot come and tell me that he has $10 in his account. Then tomorrow he come and say he have 40 million and he has no money problem. Then come back in next 24 hours, he has nothing. I don't understand.
That's one of the simple examples, CC. Very good point. Very good point. If you have the answer to that, that'd be great. Neo, if you have the answer to that, viewers and subscribers. TikTok, if you have the answer to that, that has proved frustrating from a fan's point of view, because I'm not sure what is going on. Why do people not feel they can be clear around certain things? And I always come back to the thing, is it a case of self-interest that certain people are making the most of things and they don't want to be transparent? Because if it comes to light, there'd be a problem. That's just very frustrating. When you want to see Jamaica thrive as a football nation, and it begs the question, how seriously are Jamaica to be taken as a viable footballing nation on the pitch, let alone off it? Go ahead, CC.
Yes, look what I'm saying, Richard. And I think Neo pointed it out. Neo said it in the chat, where I was not suggesting that. Remember, in order for fans to vote, they can't just get up and vote. Anybody can say them is a fan, but it has to come through a membership process. I never wanted to go through 1,000 details, but all I'm saying is that it has to come through. For example, and this is a club, and I don't want to try and mix club with nations, but Barcelona is owned by members. Real Madrid is owned by members, and then they elect a president. So it's the very same process in which there's not necessarily an ownership per se, but you have members. So if you're a fan and you want to be a member, there's a way to become a member. And you become a member. When you become a member, now you have a vote, right? But your vote, the membership, the space would only have 25% block at the vote. That's what I'm trying to say. We have to create a unique situation where we have personnels when we need to get rid of a person. It is not so difficult in getting them out. So it's when a person, it's when it is not difficult to get somebody out of something. Performance is key. So that person's performance is always under microscope. So if you're difficult to get out of something, your performance, I'm not saying you are, but I'm just saying overall people tend to not perform.
But power corrupts, and it corrupts completely.
Exactly. Absolutely. Power corrupts, absolutely.
Yeah. So if you stay in power forever, right, then basically you stop feeling that you're answerable to the people around you, to the people that you were originally answerable to. And so I endorse that 100%, CC.
CC, do you think CC got? Oh, CC still there. CC, how hamstrung do you feel that a Paul Hall and thus Jamaican football are by not investing and trusting in the appointment of a footballing manager? How frustrated are you as a fan that there's not been any clarification? And going forward, generally speaking, how much confidence would you as a fan put in relying on a coach to simply do their job to the best of their ability and to trust the process? I've already gone on record as saying Paul Hall and the teams that he's selected, that's been an issue as well. But the teams that he has had playing have been playing a better brand of football, style of football, in employing the talents of the Ravel Morrisons of this world. Leon Bailey looks like he's enjoying his football more. And I can see positive shoots of optimism. How constructive and how positive are you as a fan that we can allow a coach to simply do the job to the best of their ability without jumping on them and putting X amount of ballers their way, saying, why isn't this person playing? Why isn't that person playing? It must because so must because of that. How relaxed and comfortable are you to allow a coach to do their job to the best of their ability and let the cards fall where they may? Chichi is the coach of Brazil. I've got 110% confidence in Chichi, Tite, pronounced Chichi, the Brazilian manager, to do the best job that he can with the squad that he selects. Can we say the same of Jamaica?
That's the thing, though. I don't know if a person, because I think at this point in time, the coach is trying to tow the boat and not rock it, because he's not operating from a position of safety in terms of he can do what he wants because he's under contract. And if you breach the contract, you have to go pay him off, right? So I think that is one of the scenarios where I believe that the issue that I'm having is the reason why I think we would be in dire straits if Paul Hall is to not become the coach of the Jamaica national football team. You know why I said this, Richard? I say this to say they're going to hire somebody locally that they can manipulate and control. So we will see the same results being over and over.
Let us not, hold on, CC, sorry again. Let us not hasten to say that Tactic or TikTok is an agent. I guess he's just giving his information based on what his belief is.
That's right, coach.
Not necessarily because he's an agent.
I agree with that, coach.
And that's what sometimes we fail to believe. If somebody gives a different narrative from what we believe, we tend to have them as agent. I think he's allowing the conversation to be interesting.
Exactly.
And I don't know the individual now. Pick up for the individual. Me just ask if we can look on a different side. You understand?
And coach, I mean, just to hop on that for a hot sec, I mean, you know, we were just discussing tribalism, right? And of course, many of us who are in the chat and on the show, we have a certain perspective and we've been together for a while and events have shaped our views somewhat. I don't know if TikTok has been around as long as we have. Maybe he has. But the fact that he has a different opinion doesn't mean that he's not a part of, you know, the community. That's fine. He's welcome. And I, for one, would like the opportunity to persuade him to my view. But the only thing I ask in return is if TikTok has opinions, that he be able to substantiate them and substantiate them with facts. He can't just throw something out there. And you know, if you're factually incorrect with an assertion, then I'm going to hold you to that. And if I am, then I expect you to hold me, hold me to that, and to show where I am incorrect. So you know, it's all good. Hey, coach, can I just say something else?
Yeah, man, go ahead.
I see you have the thing there, the footy headlines with the Adidas deal. So coach, you know, I just if it sounds like self-promotion, please forgive me. But I am working on something relating to the whole issue of the kit deal and the Reggae Boyz logo. You know, I think about 2 weeks ago, I had a show about the Reggae Girls logo, and I discussed some stuff there. Well, pretty soon, hopefully I can get it done by this weekend, but maybe not. My intention is to have something where I discuss the kit deal and the whole issue of the Reggae Boyz logo and the whole issue of sponsorship. I know that some of the legal stuff might be boring and not as engaging as other things, but I think that it's a worthy discussion to have. And I hope that people will tune in and look at it, because it's something that I think that I think that we're all capable of understanding those things, and the knowledge of it is gonna keep the JFF on their toes. So I just invite everyone to check it out when I do release it.
And Neil, would you say that this particular Adidas deal, for example, if and when it is ratified, if it's not been ratified already, is it a positive for Jamaica in terms of the football team? We're still waiting for the full-time appointment of the Jamaican coach, but from a positive glass half full point of view, is this deal, in all its transparency and the expectations, I assume there'd be expectations from the company, would it be fair to say that this is a glass half full opportunity that we need to piggy bank on and hopefully get things in order to the best of our ability in the meantime?
So one of the frustrating things is that we hear about these deals and we're not able to actually see the contract. Of course, Umbro didn't release the contract and neither did the JFF. So we can't really see the details of the contract. So because of that, so it would be kind of hard to talk about how great the deal is. Nevertheless, if my memory serves me correctly, JFF's financial disclosure, when it was available, it is no longer available in spite of what Mr. Speed says, it cannot be found. But when it was available, I think the line item said that Umbro may have paid the JFF approximately $45 million in that deal, right? Most of that money, I think, was given to them up front. And then how those deals work is, you might get that money up front. You might not get it all at once, but you'll get that money up front regardless of how many jerseys the manufacturer, makes. And then usually with those type of deals on the back end, once the manufacturer makes over $45 million worth of jerseys sold, then sometimes on the back end of the deal, the federation can also get additional monies depending on how many jerseys are sold. So that's point number 2. Point number 3 is that with the Umbro deal, as I've been telling Coach and other people, I was finally able to purchase my Umbro jersey. I don't have it on now, from, of all places, Macy's department store. During the World Cup campaign, nobody could get a jersey. And everybody was frustrated because we thought that one of the ways we could show our support for the team was to buy jerseys under the assumption that doing so would, make the JFF's bottom line better and, give money to the team so that they can be successful. I don't know what sense it would make for the jerseys to be available for sale after the campaign ended. That is something that's strange to me. As I said before, I don't have access to the actual contract. So for the Adidas deal, I remember, I'm gonna talk my horn a little bit. When I represented Jamaica at the Carifta Games, Adidas was the sponsor of the Jamaican Carifta team, and we had some really cool Adidas jerseys. And I have mine to this day. It's too small now, but it's one of my prized possessions, right? So Adidas make good clothes, and Adidas can be generous. If Adidas,
I agree.
if Adidas has given the JFF anything less than the 45 million that Umbro gave it, then of course the deal would not be a good one. On the other hand, since the Umbro deal, we should all ask ourselves the question, has Jamaica's footballing profile risen? You know, did we give Adidas any reason to give us more money? You know, did we increase our bargaining power? And then the last issue is, as I hope to discuss on my thing when I release it, is just who is bargaining for the JFF? You know, who is the one bargaining for it? Is it the JFF doing it on their own? Do they have a company doing it on their behalf? You know, if the JFF doesn't own the trademark, right? Or do they own it? You know, what are the implications of all of these things? So, I mean, it is a significant portion of, I would say it's a significant portion of their budget, and it could be an even greater portion if things are done well. Unfortunately, I'm not convinced that things are being done well right now.
Honest as always, Neil. Honest as always. So, I see Neil's lively. Not Neil. I see Man is lively in the comment section.
Yeah, man. I saw him get trouble in a chat, man.
Oh yeah, man. Yes, to make him stay there. Can you hear me? Every question. How many questions you want me to ask and answer? I've answered every question that has been put to me. So if you have a question, ask me, and I will seek to answer it as best as I can. I'm trying to be transparent.
What I don't like though is, and Neil mentioned it, like read the financial statement. You know, to me, we are all big people. I think if a man go tell me say, yo, just tell me say, yo, we don't want to see with financial statement. Argument done. Don't bother come send people on a wild goose chase. It's there. It's on FIFA's website. Nothing is on FIFA's website. Like you take it, persons for FIFA as their financial statements on their website and their annual returns. But the JFF, the Jamaica Football Federation financials, is nowhere to be found anymore. If it was once there somewhere, but it's no longer. It's somewhere in the ether, as they would say.
I want TikTok to call the program. 876 474 3538. TikTok.
You know, Coach,
call in.
Can I just address TikTok comment?
Yeah, man. Call in TikTok.
Listen, TikTok. You said TikTok said that the kid sponsors don't look at teams as being losing teams. What is it? Kid sponsors don't look at losing teams as being valuable. So, you know, TikTok, you know, one of the things is, I mean, you're perfectly right. But here the issue now. The issue is that, you know, the Reggae Boyz and the Reggae Boyz trademark are huge. It is a brand that is known worldwide, Jamaican brand. No matter how losing the team is, that brand resonates with people. You understand? So believe me, if the team was a winning team, we would have Adidas, we would have Nike, we would have our pick. You know, we could pick whoever we wanted to. So that's the question. You know, we're not. You know, whether or not you regard the team as a losing team, I think that Adidas could be looking at us regarding. Go ahead, Cece.
TikTok, you need to call in because you're saying a lot of things, TikTok, and it's like Brain Drain put up a question and I'll know you not answer. So in a sense, the conversation that we're having is making no sense because all that we have been seeing, the whole operation of the JFF and some of the things that we criticize, some of the things that we highlight, it is far from the truth. So TikTok, we want you to call in so we can have a conversation. It's when you have text and a text and a text. All good enough. But we want to talk to you, man, so we can ask you the questions. Them. See, like when you ask me and I give you information, we want to talk. We can't, I understand it. Even if you don't want to use the real voice, give us a surpy. You can give us a surpy sort of a voice. Yes? And I will ensure that I protect your voice.
But coach,
Yeah,
as I
yes,
said
CC, go on.
before, I think because what I'm looking at now, this was a couple of years back when FIFA. I think there's a financial statement I was looking at where they released after the FIFA World Cup, right? And they were showing the entitlements to the different FIFA member countries. And Jamaica's entitlement at that time was between 2016 2018. We were entitled to 4 million 376. Oh, this. I think it's 4.3 million, if I'm not incorrect, US, if I'm not incorrectly stated. Right? But as I said before, when someone will come, TikTok is typing in ignorance as well because he typed and says caller when he actually knows that you're a panelist. Say you realize that even in his statement that is mentioned in the comment section, is being condescending. But
CC, you know, yeah, he that though. That's your pick.
no, but coach, as I said before, every time him type, him say caller, you are caller. You have to understand the tone of caller. Like he's saying that you are wrong, caller. So he's not even giving recognition to the fact that we are panelists and not somebody who called the program. So when he calls now, we can say panelists. Eh, So I just find this statement to be petty because he's even as Neo said, he's not backing it up
Oh,
with
probably that's why
facts.
I'm saying now calling.
Exactly. So I'm telling you,
Oh, you now come on the panel and show your face TikTok. You got dial the number and we have a conversation. You now come on the panel like, how them money I show them face? No. A voice call.
and a video caller. And a video call. Hey, but
Hey,
coach, as I said
watch it.
before though, what I'm thinking the whole situation with the financial statement. I'm telling you, it's intriguing. Me. It's so intriguing because I'm still wondering when a person asks what happened to the financial statement. Oh, it's on FIFA's website. Like, when I understand, like that is the thing that I'm trying to understand. No, I just want to know. I want to know where I can find it because I can certainly decipher. I knew that a couple of years back when they actually released it, they were saying that they were in $265 million deficit at the point in time. I think Gary Sinclair was the vice president of finance at that point in time, if I'm not mistaken. So we just want to know: is it that we can't see any of these things? No, coach. Is there just something about it that don't sits right with me? And I think when persons talk about this other federation and we don't understand how certain federation run, this is Jamaica's football. You might remember when Argentina was going through their crisis. I know the Argentina media was on the Argentine FA. The English media is one of the worst media when it comes on to criticism in certain things. So if the FA is doing certain things, they're going to criticize. That's just how they are. And plus, then you have outside of that, no, Richard, I know you can say this. They have the other local mail, what do you call those persons? Tabloids. They have they have the local tabloid newspaper
Yeah, man.
who is not afraid of posting or saying anything. You understand? So the fact that we are here discussing this, these people have been doing this years. Where there's something happen, then just out there, tabloids are doing it. The more credible newspapers might not want to post certain stories, but the tabloids don't respond. They want the hottest
Well, on the
topic.
CC, I have to make this clear, you know. People, when Mr. CC I idiot, I didn't mean it in a derogatory way, people. Sometimes you talk with the bridge and then do a thing and you say, yo, you're an idiot, you know.
Yeah.
If you're a Jamaican and you don't know that and you take it away, God bless you, John, you're not a real Jamaican. You're not a real Jamaican. Or you left Jamaica a long time. I don't mean nothing, man. And CC know that. Continue, CC.
The boss say him now watch man, him just a listen. It's like a radio. But as I said, coach, I see your topic says parallel is not safe but hopeful. And then you have under 20 boys ready to kick off. So I'll just divulge in the under 20 because the Jamaica senior team It's just a big drama thing. It's an ongoing what would I say now? An ongoing mess. It's like every time I turn around, there's something else happening, right? But
CC, can I
content.
Very, very good for content. Very good for content. That's another issue. But watch out. I've got two questions for you. One, and this is part. See, Coach Minzy, this is part of my stock inventory that I was making reference to a little while when I joined the program this evening. CC, Neo, and Mr. Diplomat 2022. Coach Minzy, here's the question. One, what do you think? Man is man, you can answer this one. Guess what? It's a question. Two questions. One, what do you think of Andre Blake's rights to be talking about team selections? Two, and here's the one in terms of the stock inventory. I want to check out in the fans forum as well. Comments, please. How many world-class players do Jamaica have? Speak.
How many
what did Jamaica have?
How many world-class players does Jamaica have? I would say this world-class situation is set up away. I would say 0.
Inventory time.
Jamaica
Go ahead.
I don't think Jamaica has any world-class player at this point in time. Right?
Hold on, let's get that clear. I want to hear that nice and clear.
Jamaica
Subscribers, please hit the like and share and subscribe button.
The Reggae Boyz don't have any world-class player currently, and none of the players that have been called associated with Jamaica, that they have Jamaican parentage that can play for Jamaica, is that not world-class either. There's no world-class player linked with Jamaica. So we can say that the only world-class potentially player that could have been is not currently even playing for his team. So he would have fallen, but the player that could have been world-class in terms of it was Mason Greenwood. And you know the situation that befell him. And there's a reason for this. Mason Greenwood plays at Manchester United. Manchester United would have been playing in Europe, where that means he would have been playing at the highest level, at our club level, and the potential to play at the highest level in terms of playing international, right? So there are parameters in this in describing a world-class player. I don't think any other players, because a man in that potential say Ravel Morris. Ravel cannot be a world-class player, and Ravel is not playing at the highest level.
Antonio world-class?
No, Antonio is not world-class. Antonio is a very good player, probably even you can say that, but he's not a world-class player. So he has probably world-class potential, but I don't know if he will reach there. If he plays,
Richard, the man them say wrong. He's not talking about team selection. You can't ask the wrong question. You get the answer you want.
Tell me what Andre Blake was saying. So I don't want to get that mixed up. But
and let me read the super chat before.
World Cup something. Yeah, man.
Opinion: Tariq McGee is world class.
Thank you, Brain Drain.
Mannings is not rain drain. It's fake drain. Whatever Blue Attard said to him, a fake drain, you know. So remember that.
One thing I can say though is that Mikel Antonio for the 2021-2022 season played at world-class level because he played at the highest level that West Ham could have played, which is the Europa League at that point in time, and they went to the semi-finals. He played in the World Cup qualifiers and he delivered, and he also played a pivotal role in West Ham finishing I think they finished top 6 if I'm not incorrect. So for this season, we possibly could say we had a world-class talent or player in the form of a Mikel Antonio. Outside of that, no other player. Because the thing about it is, which a lot of persons not understanding, is that in order for you...
Want to Pinnock?
Pinnock? No, because I think Pinnock not playing in Europe. Pinnock is only playing domestically. So he's only playing in England.
Hold on. May I have it right? Who is the English Premier League defender? Isn't his name? It's not Pinnock?
I'm saying to you that Pinnock is only playing in England. Pinnock is not playing in Europa League, and he's not playing in the Champions League. So he's only playing
He's
Honestly,
only in English Premier League.
Welcome to the coaches desk. Your line not sound so clear, Manins.
This is not man, this is tick.
Oh, this is
Talk.
tick. Oh, TikTok. What you say TikTok? Manins impersonating TikTok.
No, I think your TikTok real enough.
Manins is impersonating TikTok.
You see, this whole bag of transparency. This is transparency trouble again.
What I want to ask Coach Lindsay, how does I always hear people use this term world class? I would love for you to define world class, son.
All right, I'm saying a world class player is a player that has been consistently performing at the highest levels of football.
I'm not hearing.
I'm saying a world class player is a player that has been consistently performing at the highest levels of football, both domestically, intercontinentally, and internationally.
Yeah, Manins. Yeah. All right.
Yes, Mr. Mumbler. Manning's man, blessed. Hey, by the way, Stan Conte, good evening, Stan. Stan said 0. Yeah, man, he might come with him transparency issue. I think Stan said 0 in terms of world-class players that are at Jamaica's disposal and Paul Hall's disposal. I just want to get the lay of the land and to see the level of knowledge that is flushing and going around the Jamaican footballing
Let me tell you
community.
why Pinnock and Antonio are world class. Because almost every team in the world want to have Pinnock and Antonio on their team. As far as I'm concerned, that makes them world class. What do you think about that?
All right, let me say this though. Can Antonio make Chelsea team?
The English FA wanted Antonio to play for England.
Yeah, but I'm asking you a question. I'm saying, could he make Real Madrid? Could he make Barcelona? Could he make Bayern Munich? Could he make
Chelsea?
Could he make Liverpool? Could he make Manchester United? Could he make Manchester City?
Probably.
I am telling you that he will. My original answer is basically stating that if you are consistently performing at the highest level, intercontinentally wise, domestic wise, and at international level, then that is where I think
how many players meet the criteria you just mentioned?
That is why it is a small number of players who are a world-class player.
About three man?
No, it's not 3 man. It's a only man here. But as I said, like for example, Bernardo Silva is world-class. Enough people would probably not admit it. Bernardo Silva for Portugal, brilliant. Bernardo Silva for Manchester City, brilliant. Both domestically, Champions League. It's not an argument. So if you have to think about it.
I take what you say and I understand your perspective.
I take what you say as well, in terms of deeming it in that fashion, But I just think that is the scenario in which it lies.
All right.
Bless up formula. CC, I would take a little issue with you in terms of, and similar to what formula is saying, if I was looking at the definition of world class, it wouldn't necessarily involve a player playing at Champions League level or in the Champions League. They will have the ability and talent to acquit themselves and to be able to play if they were given the opportunity to play in the Champions League, that they can play internationally, represent their country, and they can excel in their club in their position, and that they can compare with most other teams in their own leagues and internationally. That would be closer to my version and definition
let me ask you a question,
of world class. Go ahead, sir.
Let me ask you a question. A couple of years back when Memphis Depay came to Manchester United, was he a world class player?
I'm trying to use the memory banks. World class, I'd hesitate.
Memphis Depay, was he a world class player? You would have hesitated, right?
I hesitated.
Caller, good evening. You're live. Sorry, gentlemen, we have a call on.
Currently, right now, if somebody asks if Memphis Depay is a world class player, will you hesitate right now?
Yeah.
Hold tight. Let me give way. Let me give way to the caller.
No, man. I want that MUFC. TikTok now calling.
Okay. Where else now?
Good evening, caller.
Yeah. CC, I hear me?
Yeah, man, in my ear.
No, me I say, tell CC Finium, the world class players, now the top 5 side, now the Premier League now.
Hey.
Just give me one out of, just one out of each 5 side.
CC, you hear that? Answer the man.
Him want one out of each side.
Him want one world class player out of the top 5 side.
Alright, I can give you one. Alright, Manchester City have KDB. If you want to go Liverpool, you have Salah. If you want to go Chelsea, you have Edward Mendy. You probably wouldn't say that, but Edward Mendy is.
He is.
If you want to go, if you go to Arsenal now, it's Arsenal team.
You have Arsenal and Spurs. Arsenal
have none, you know.
Arsenal have a bunch of youngsters, so it's kind of difficult for you to. Arsenal.
What about Manchester? What about Manchester United? What about sorry, them said top 5. No, sorry, them said top 5. Sorry, CD. Top 5.
See, Brain Jail said the same thing. There's none at Arsenal.
No, I think Arsenal team. Yeah, you notice I'm
Arsenal, we don't have to grow on that team. We don't have to grow on that team. See, Arsenal are not a world class player yet.
No, they don't have none yet.
Quickly, caller. Quickly, make your point quickly.
Yeah, they don't have none yet.
Yeah,
so
there's not a lot of world class players. People are mix up world class with top class. Mm-hmm. World class is a higher level. Top class is like down a level below. So enough players are top class player.
Mm-hmm.
Under that, you have good players under that.
Real talk.
So people are mix up world class. World class is not more than about 10 to 15 players in the world. Everybody can be world class, you know. Not every team can have world class players. You have top class players. We have to emerge in a world class players after. So they have to go through that process to reach world class. So Mikel Antonio, I'm going to call Mikel Antonio a world class player.
No.
I'm about to call a question.
Yeah, Mikel Antonio. Jamaica side don't have no world class player. We look at player where we can develop till he reach world class level. We have good player, and we would have said probably about 1 or 2 top class player in the world.
I think
if they can develop. Now I'm coming at world class bracket, coming but say Cristiano Ronaldo, them man, Messi, them man, sit there, them get in a world class, Madrid, them, you know. And then player in a world class level, you know.
Hello.
So and De Bruyne now. We now put everybody in a world class, you know.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Still, coach. So big up yourself.
Big up yourself. All right.
Hello.
Yeah, Mannings, where are you?
No, I'm not Mannings. I'm Iron Man.
Huh? Iron Man. All right. Go on, Iron Man.
Big up to the persons in the panel. One done touched on some of what I was saying. Big up to the callers. No, not the callers. The panelists. Big up.
Right.
All right. So
I just said that still no money. TikTok. Big up yourself there, man. Then say you can't. Listen. We must say, listen, and I text and I type. I don't know. If you have to watch the type.
TikTok thing don't really. That TikTok say, if now look and see, no. But if just a type, because if just a scroll down, right? TikTok argument don't make no sense still, but we're not gonna do the interrogation. But CC, I really called because I wanted you to explain, because we throw, I think, terms around about world class. I don't think Jamaica has any world class or top class players. We have some players, some good players. Because I think when they talk about world, well, let me finish.
Did I not say?
In my estimation, right, there are 55 world class players. 1 player, 5 players in each of the 5 players for each of the positions in a football field. There are 11 positions. So if you got top 5 goalkeepers, top 5 centre forward, top 5 CDM, top 5 centre back, you have 55. Anything outside of that is a top class or top quality player. Below that, you're a good player. Then you have average player. That's what I think, right?
And they have a corner league and a bush league.
Listen, yeah, you understand me. So I think when I think about that, there's nobody in the entire CONCACAF that fits in the top category.
Mannings.
And I can't. In fact, I'll go as far as this. I would love somebody to tell me the like in the last 10 years, who was a world-class player in CONCACAF in the last 10 years.
I've got two recent additions that I would contribute.
Richard, before I say anything, Mannings, remember that I was the one refuting that the fact that we don't have any world-class player and none of the players that are linked to play for Jamaica is world-class either.
You're refuting the fact that we don't, which is, I think that is a statement that is incorrect.
Right.
No, did I say you're me saying, Mannings, I'm saying we don't have any.
No, but
we have none.
Neo, tell him what him just repeat him what him just said.
When you say
listen, you came on the program, Mannings, to beat me, say me as a Jamaica a world-class player.
It is a technical slow down, because what I'm saying is that when you say you refute it,
I understand, man. I made the mistake.
You're contradicting yourself, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So
remember, I watch a Mannings. I watch a sport.
Agree that we have.
I watch a sport analyst who is making $8 million a year to talk sports. Said that the man dribbled the football. You understand? So that's, and first take. So I'm entitled to make a little mistake.
oh, no, man. All right, that is a mistake. No, man, that's fine. But I wanted to help you with that, because once you say it's a mistake, we're not going.
It's a mistake, man.
Yeah,
I think probably
in the last 10 years,
probably Kayla Navas.
Yeah, people are saying that in the last 10 years in CONCACAF, probably Kayla Navas.
Because he was top 5 goalkeeper in the world
when he was at Barcelona during
no
that
doubt.
time.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Kayla Navas would be the first one I put in. Yeah, man.
Mistake, you just making a man.
Kayla Navas at Barcelona. We have
Real
Kyle
Madrid,
back on the line.
sorry,
Want to ask a quick question.
Real Madrid and PSG.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, good night, gentlemen.
Good night,
gentlemen.
Good night.
I got a quick question about this Paul Hall issue.
Go ahead.
As we were talking about, he's being pressured, by the GFP, the JFF, sorry, and they might not renew his contract, or they might not give him a contract. My question is, have you guys heard anything about the players' reaction to that scenario? If he's not given a contract, how would they react?
No.
That's all I have to ask. Nothing at all?
No, we have not. No.
All right. So keep your ears to the ground and let us know then.
Yeah, man.
That's a question that needs to be answered. Thank you.
All right, cool.
So I have a question for you, Richard. In a national team, Richard, should players be given the right to determine who coach them, or should the federations choose who coach the players?
The federation, I believe, should have the ultimate decision-making capabilities, and the players, of course, can have some input because they're players and they know who they respond to, what type of coach they respond to. In general, there are players at Manchester United and at Spurs that when Jose Mourinho was appointed would have had misgivings about working at their optimum with the guidance of Jose Mourinho. So there are horses for courses. Carlo Ancelotti, easy, laid back, cool. Man, look what he did with Real Madrid. No problem at all. And he's looking after kind of Galactico type players. And yet, no problem at all. Another manager can go in there and it's all kinds of trouble. So yes, the federation, I believe, should have the final decision, ideally, in terms of who the appointment should be. And the federation should be trusted to have the professional acumen, the transparency, the knowledge of the requirements of a top-class coach to coach the players at their disposal.
Okay, so a federation should, but they should consider the players or consult the players. Is it consider or consult? Just want to make sure.
It depends how people want to do the things. Usually they consider, from my understanding, you usually consider in terms of the England manager being appointed. I don't think that they go consulting. What they do is have a process, a due process, in terms of who are the candidates. They open it up. Who wants to be the England manager? People put their hat into the ring. They give an interview. In the interview, they get the opportunity to say how would they run the team. What's their vision for the team? What's the style of play they're looking for? What's the type of play they're looking for? What's their aim and objectives for the national team? And does it fit with the aspirations and interests that the federation want? Once you come to that decision and you feel that's our man or that's our woman, then the appointment is duly made. That should be the ideal process. So I would say it would be aware of the players, but it's not necessarily a direct consultation with the players. That's my understanding in general.
I have something to add.
Yeah, that's very good, Richard. You answer questions better when you're in Old Harbor.
Yeah, you've been watching the videos. Bless you.
I believe.
I think they're making reference to. Does the girls have world-class players, Richard?
Sorry, Cece. Coach's desk. What are you saying? Do
Does
the girls
have world-class players? The reggae
girls. In my opinion, yes.
Who?
Khadija Shaw.
Is Khadija Shaw more world-class than Drew?
I just gave one example. Khadija Shaw, in my opinion, is world-class.
So,
The both of them world-class.
But what about Jade Bailey?
I've not seen enough of Jade Bailey myself.
I will include her too.
I will tell you the thing about it though. We'd have to consume a lot of female football, because then we'd have to rank them and say, all right, Khadija Shah top 5 in terms of
her position,
strikers in the world. So
no, that's Pagan. I'm just asking, you know.
Watch me at that, man.
Coach, TikTok is explaining what is happening.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So you need to help the people to understand. Yeah, this is Manning's man, aka TikTok boss, man. I'm here to help you get some clarity. So
man, for the record, I've not heard from Coach's desk and Neo. Can you pipe up as part of the stock inventory, how many world-class players does the Reggae Boyz have at their disposal? Similar to what
CC said.
Anyone?
One dumpling, my boss. One dumpling. You know what a dumpling is? A circle. You know what a circle is? Zero. So
hold on now. Let me just answer it quickly. In my humble opinion, right? And maybe kind of maybe this goes to Neo should stick to his lane. But in my opinion, I think a lot of this talk about world-class players is like a vanity contest. And to me, I really want to look to players' effectiveness. I want to look at how players play for their national team. Look at the EPL. You have players from all over the world fighting to get into the EPL. From different countries. Many of them are in they're the top 5 teams. There are other teams. And I'm gonna say every player in the EPL is world class. All I'm saying is players who are playing on the world stage and who are household names, in my opinion, I will consider them world class. Are they the best players? Are they the best paid players? I mean, to me, those are other issues. But I am going to tamp down my expectation or my definition of world class. So if you ask me, somebody like Pinnock, somebody like Antonio, somebody like Ravel, somebody like Bailey, these are all players that other federations, be they in CONCACAF or somewhere in Europe or wherever, these players are players that any team in the world would want, and so I'm just going to make the argument.
Really?
I consider
Really?
to be world.
You think Barcelona would sign Mikel Antonio?
No, but I'm not. This is what I'm saying. I am not restricting my definition of world class to whether or not somebody going to make a club team.
All right. So you think
I'm
Spain?
saying that Spain,
Right. Spain,
if given the chance, and Antonio had Spanish ancestry, it would not surprise me if Spain would add him.
Really?
Whether or not he sits on the bench or he starts for them is a different question.
But Neo, what I'm saying though is that he wasn't even a regular pick in England side.
Mm-hmm.
And England is nowhere close to Spain.
Right. I mean, I can't account for the English FA's madness. Because as far as I am concerned, Antonio should have been in their team. Now, what I can tell you is that the English coach has now realized that he needs to go on some of these players that we are hoping to attract to our team. He's now in the business of trying to get them capped for England so that we don't have access to them, because maybe he realizes that somebody like Antonio was that one diamond in the rough that he shouldn't have let go.
All right, let me give it a top. In my estimation, like in the last 10 years, the top 5 footballing nation in the world, in my humble opinion, France, Germany, Spain, Brazil, Argentina, in the last 10 years. Mikel Antonio ain't getting called to any of those teams.
Let me ask you, in France and the other teams that you mentioned a while ago, which among their forwards can
about Belgium, boss.
And can hold up the ball, and do the, I mean, I'm not, their forwards are effective and they're good at what they do. But I when I look at their forwards, I don't see anybody out there who has that,
Olivier
and that physicality.
Where you want me give you? I can give you those. Just give you one. Olivier Giroud in France team, who he actually won the World Cup with them.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can argue. I think Giroud is there because of his height.
Of course,
and he
is near speaking.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
Him say go ahead.
Respect Neo. Respect Stan. Good evening, Stan.
Neo, because he's going on a rabbit hole.
Rest him, Frankie, please.
Man is right. There ain't no world class thing talked about. The last world class thing we talked about was probably Dwight York. That was way back when.
No, but Alphonsus Davis could
not
be in that.
Not world class yet.
Not world class yet.
Not world class.
But he make world 11 in a money in a
Stan Cranky just hit the nail upon the head. I would have said that is the
world 11,
What position is he playing now for Barcelona? For Bayern Munich?
I don't know if I still left back or winger.
Yeah, I don't think Alphonso Davis is world class yet.
I don't think Alphonso Davis.
When Alphonso Davis against Jamaica, did he look world class to you?
No.
At his position.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not in the top 5. I can name 5 left backs.
He's having many of those
that are better.
No,
than
I don't think we have any world class in this region that I know of. For a long, I mean, Dwight York, I can't remember any. Navas, as you guys mentioned, but even though he played for Real Madrid and PSG, was he truly world class?
Andre Blake.
No, I think Navas staked his claim because of the Champions League, because of what he did in the 2014. I don't know. Because what he did in the 2014 World Cup as well, what he did throughout that period.
Yeah, man, I hear CC too clear.
Andre Blake played in the goal.
But maybe that's a good thing, good.
Of the tournament. Not true?
No, so Blake, what I see Blake do, Blake is.
Blake got.
Yeah, man. All right, cool.
sorry, Cranky.
All right, cool.
Talk over here.
Coach, listen, I think Alphonso Davis would struggle to be, because you have like Alex Liverpool left back. What's his name?
Andy Robertson.
Andrew Robertson. You have the guy from France, the two brothers. I think Theo Hernandez is his name. Who played in the World Cup for France. Bad left back. I think some of the players, because we don't watch them. You have Ferland Mendy. You have that's the other France left back. I mean, you have Jordi Alba from Barcelona and Spain. I think Alfonso, that's what I'm saying. I think Alfonso, good left back. I think he's just out there. And if he goes to the World Cup and does well, I think he goes into that and bam, somebody comes out. So, because I think when it's a world class...
You have João Cancelo.
Yeah, I think when it's a world class, you have to cut it down to like 5, because once you start get to 20 in any positions, it's watering it down. You know, when you talk about sprinters, you're talking about the top 5. The top 5, you understand me? The top 5 players in the position. I think you can't go. Same thing with track and field, right? So I don't know. Some of these guys, I don't know. I don't know. I want to see them go on and do other things. So let him go to the World Cup and let him show what he can do in the World Cup, and then we can go from there.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right. I think Nia is talking, or he's muted.
No, I was going to add that.
Huh?
I was just saying, Coach, and I agree with you guys. You know, for the most part, that by the definition of world class, you know, maybe the players don't meet it. But you know, I still want to recognize our players, though. So you know, that's my perspective.
And I tell you what, all right, listen, because that's very useful, very interesting. I'm going to look forward to seeing what the viewers and subscribers were saying. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe button out there, Coaches Desk family. All right, Paul Hall, in my estimation, is arguably easily the best coach that money can buy for what Jamaica have. Again, because of transparency, I don't know exactly what the remuneration package is. Can you gentlemen who know a little bit more about Jamaican football than me, you don't have to name any names, but could you say yay or nay? Are there 2 Jamaican coaches that you could see doing as good or not, if not a better job potentially than Paul Hall? Don't have to name any names, but can you please just take this opportunity to say, yes, there are at least 2 coaches, or maybe 1 then, if that's the case, that are capable of doing a better job, or at least as good a job as Paul Hall has been doing thus far?
All right, I'm just going to be the first one to go and play devil's advocate, right? So, as I said, playing devil's advocate, I wonder whether Barnes, what's his first name?
John Barnes?
John Barnes. I wonder whether or not somebody like John Barnes would do a better job than Coach Hall. And here's the reason as I said, I'm playing the devil's advocate here. So I realize that now that Paul Hall is the coach and has become acquainted with the lay of the land, meaning acquainted with what goes on behind closed doors. I mean, the truth is he was the assistant coach, so he should have known, before. But now that he's a head coach and is, the pressure is on him, I think that I see that he has somewhat adopted to the role and, you know, to some extent playing politics on behalf of the players, and to some extent playing politics with respect to the JFF and what they want from him. So I see that Paul Hall is moderating some of his views. I see him making some compromises. Oh, sorry. You have a call, coach?
Yes.
So my thing is somebody like John Barnes, who it is said that when he came, he said, listen, I have people who I want to select. This is who I want to play for me. Don't tell me about who you want. Don't put any pressure on me in terms of selection. And as far as availability goes, once I've identified a player, I want the passports and I want all that it is necessary to get these players. Whether or not that slash and burn type of tactic is desirable, it is possible. In contrast to Paul Hall, I've been asking the question lately, who are the players that Paul Hall has recruited to the team? Because he appears to me to be playing with the majority of his players are those that were playing for Tapa. And it appears to me that unless he starts to, you know, bring his own players in the team and stamp his own mark, not just in terms of trying to establish a system, but also in bringing people to the team, you know, that he would still be in the shadow of Tapa, so to speak. And certainly, you know, some of us suspect that there is some resistance or some lack of good administration in terms of bringing the players in, you know. But as I said before, playing devil's advocate, somebody like John Barnes who would put their foot down and make the demands, could somebody like that be better equipped to, you know, make leaps and bounds faster than Paul Hall, who is trying to be all, you know, trying to, you know, play to all sides of the fence?
Yeah, I believe that it's very difficult to know or discern who could be. For example, I don't know if any of these coaches that we have right now locally could be have a very good coach at the international level. I'm not sure. We haven't really seen. We have seen some of them coach at schoolboy level, or we've seen some of them coach at JPL level. But I don't know if what they could do at the international level. Yes, we had that John Barnes before in the program, and he did fairly well, almost Tapa-esque in terms of the Caribbean Cup and in playing against those other lesser nations, right? So you could even use that, but I don't think there is any barometer. Right now, it would be give a coach the opportunity. If you give a local coach the opportunity, it will be an unproven one because you do not know. It is uncharted waters. You do not know if he will do better than Pollard. And that's quite point blank simple. There's no knowing if he will do better. And if anybody that says that they know that he will do better.
All right, we have a call online. Caller, go ahead.
Yeah, my quick question is, Hurricane and Sterling, you consider them players at the world class that they listen to you guys?
You know, we not hear what you said though.
Is Hurricane and Sterling world class?
Listen, I would say that in his position, Hurricane is one of the top 5 center forwards in the world. You have Benzema. You're talking about like number 9s, Hurricane, Benzema, Lewandowski, Salah, and who again? So he's going to be in there.
And Antonio.
Okay. All right. When it comes on to Sterling, I think last year he probably had a better shot at being in that, but I think he would not, based on and this is my thing is that you have to be in the top 5. I would say Sterling is a top quality player, but I wouldn't have him in the world-class category. That's me. But if somebody said, okay, in his position as a right winger, I would have him, when I put in like the Manis and, all the other players and the Mbappes, guys who play in those positions, he's in there, I wouldn't have a problem. Because that is what it comes down to. But that is just me. Everybody have their own opinion. If we probably ask people, they probably have. If I ask you to name 10 center forwards, 5, because I break mine down to 5. People have more that right.
You know that Kylian Mbappe is a striker as well.
Yeah, but like I said, number 9. He plays fine. If you want to mix up and match up, I did say number 9. So people, everybody have their own. What is your criteria? My criteria, if you're not in the top 5 in your position in the world, I don't have you. That's my criteria. Come up with your criteria and name who you want to name. All right. So there you go, Cranky. There you go. Hurricane here. Sterling is going to be debatable because is he one of the top 5 players in his position? What position you're going to play him in? And is he a top 5? If you can fit him in a top 5, then that is it. All right. But let me answer your question, though, Richard. I think, let me just say this off the bat. I think the selection of Paul Hall as coach at the time that it happened was the best move given the situation we were in. There are some things that I don't like that I have seen, but I'm willing for him to get more time. The sad thing is that until March, we don't have any more competitive game, but let him play with some friendly games. I think a coach must be given all of his best players, all the resources he needs, and then you judge him from that. We could judge Coach Theodore Whitmore, though he had some rough times, but at some point during his leadership, he had all the best players and all issues were resolved, and we never liked how the team played. I'd love for Paula to get that opportunity. When it comes down to Jamaican coaches, I think, though, that a Neville Bell, given his persona and what I've seen him done with kids all the way up, and even his time working with national program, I have not seen him fail yet. He is one person that could be looked at. All right. Also, Miguel Coley experience overseas. I'm not sure, but I'm understanding that he is equivalent to Paul Hall in terms of qualification or could be higher. That's somebody else that could be looked at. All right. His qualification is probably higher, and he worked with a national program before Paul Hall, and he has worked overseas. So based on those things, I could say he could be someone to look at. But yeah, but I don't know. That does not, like I said, like I started my conversation before. Paul Hall was given the job at the time he was given it. That was it. All right. So that is my opinion. Answer to your question, Richard.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
And with that said, I think we're gonna put cap on it right now. Richard, in 30 seconds, give your closing or your departure statement as we close out the stream.
I'm hoping that Paul Hall will be in a position and the JFF will be in a position to make a definitive decision sooner or later for the benefit of the Jamaican national football team. I think personally, Paul Hall has done a pretty good job. He's set out a vision and he has stood in support of the players, which I think is a good thing when they need good constructive structures around them to produce the best they can. As regards the under-20 team, I'm looking for Marcel Gale to thrive and to do his thing. The Waterhouse style, who knows? But I listened to Cataract earlier with JD chopping up things. I've got the list and information down, and I will be following their progress astutely because the under-20s have had a very patchy record of qualifying for the FIFA under-20s. I want to see how this crop of players conduct themselves. I wish them the very best of luck and fortune and good play.
Oh,
Neo.
Yeah,
You're muted, Neo.
You're muted.
Sorry. Yes. So I think Paul Hall is a great coach. Like Mannings, I want to give him more time to establish himself. I think that the conduct of the federation, whether it's intentional or it's just circumstances, some of it appear to have been intentional on the part of some individuals, may have hampered him. I think Paul Hall also has to take responsibility for perhaps, some of the games he lost. After all, he's a head coach. So there's responsibility. He's going to have to take responsibility to some extent as well. Having said that, though, um, one of the selling points for me in terms of Paul Hall becoming the head coach was the idea that he knew what it was to play for the Reggae Boyz. He understands the journey from England to play for Jamaica, but he also understands what it means for the local players to matriculate into the team and represent the country. So for me, I thought to myself that this is somebody who was uniquely positioned to bring players like himself, and to bring other players apart from the pool that we selected for the last World Cup to the Reggae Boyz team. So I'm waiting, as I said in the chat, for some pre-Gold Cup press conference where he says, "Listen, these are my new 5 players that I'm bringing to the team, and I want to see the team grow. I want to see some new personnel. We have right back issues. We still have midfield issues. These are the type of concrete things that I want to see. These are the things that I'm going to hold him to task for when I am, judging whether or not he is, the coach for Jamaica."
All right, CC, 30
Yeah.
seconds.
My issue is this, right? And I think I never really got to touch on it, but for the U20 program, I think a lot of persons don't even highlight this factor. The last U20 qualification tournament, we finished on 4 wins and 1 draw. Mexico finished on 4 wins and 1 draw. 21 goal difference or 29 goal difference of Mexico. So it's not like we had a terrible campaign. It's just that the Mexicans scored more goals than us against the Minos. For example, we got the Grenada team, and instead of giving them a 7 or a 8 like Mexico did, we gave them 1-0, right? But I think what the issue that is plaguing Jamaica's football is continuity. Continuity is the biggest problem because that same 2018 team, I think it's on the back of that performance that I think even Topi made it into the national program because he scored a goal in every match barring the Mexican match, and he played very well during the that tournament, right? So saying that, I say that to say Jamaica football is not necessarily in dire straits in terms of talent wise. Some persons might skew the word talent away, but it's not in dire straits in terms of that. What it is in dire straits is because of the continuity. There's lack of continuity in terms of players moving forward and stuff, and going through the motions from the senior team and the junior team. There's no connection.
All right, CC, big up yourself, respect and manners. People, remember to subscribe to CC Sports Lab.
I did
Remember
not
to
get my
subscribe
time.
to Neo's Laws and Insight. Remember
I
to
did not get
subscribe
my
to Rich
I
Post
did not
Sports.
get my time.
Remember to subscribe to Mannings, man.
It's
I am sure
I
sports.
did not get my
Yeah?
time.
CC, I subscribe to your channel today.
I did not get my time.
Bless up,
And I'm going to
thank you.
call leader to lead a protest concerning this. I did not get my closing time.
Go ahead.
Thank you so much. Because I was just about to have lead on speed dial, right? And I don't want to hear any drum roll, all right? Because
30 seconds.
No, but what I'll say is, listen, Richard asks a question. If not Paul Hall, which 2 other Jamaican coaches you would think can do the job? We gave our opinion. That's the question Richard asked. Nobody was suggesting that Paul Hall be fired. Nobody said that he's not good for the job. Nobody said that. All Richard asked is, if Paul Hall wasn't around, which 2 Jamaican coaches would you suggest or recommend? People, please listen. We all agree and said that Paul Hall should be given time. Nobody is measuring him or seeking to just listen. That was the point of the discussion. All right? Don't bother get into Neville Bell. People start disrespect the man. Why are we like that? He might diss him, do this miserable. He might idiot Miguel Colina have that. And how did you get into that? It's just a question. Come on. You don't. Why everything on these platforms? And when you see the people, you know what I'd love? I'd love for some of you to go to Norwood and walk in front of Top and tell him what you're telling him online. Because he's there. He's not running away from anybody. You can call him and go there. Why? The question was, if there was no Paul Hall, which local coach? Neo gave suggestions. CC, you just give your suggestion. You don't have your disrespect. Come on, man. Come on. Just start disrespect Neville Bell and disrespect Miguel Coley and stuff. I went on and I said, listen, I don't know if he has the equivalent or a higher license than people that take on that and say Miguel Coley have no qualification. Why we have to do these things? How does it help? This is a problem like a lot of the people have with the football. Why? And I'm going to tell you this. Why some of the persons who we think should get involved don't want to get involved. They are businessmen who watch these platforms. And the very thing that some of us say is the reason why some of them don't want to be involved. And so if we keep on, we're going to have the same administration because the people who want to come on and change, when they watch these things and see how we operate, they don't want nothing to do with us. Come on, man, be better than that, man. Thank you.
Oh, him finish.
I'm the Iron Man. Come on, man.
Big up yourself, Malins. Big up again, Neo. Big up again, Rich Post Sports. Big up on yourself, people. Everybody in the chat, big up yourself. Thanks for tuning in. First night of the Weekend's TripleTreat. Big up to TikTok. TikTok at the comment section and the panelists are buzzing, you know. Big up yourself, TikTok. I hope to see you tomorrow again. Well, the people, they might call it TikTok too. Anyways, look out for the match tomorrow, people. I think it starts 5 p.m. We're going to be supporting the young Reggae Boyz. They'll be going up against Costa Rica. We are hoping to get 3 points from that game, you know what I mean? Hopefully it can happen. See, Manins indicate there with the flag. Yeah, man. So we want to do well in this competition, you know what I mean? Even though there are some baggages the team possibly would have carried, but I hope they drop them off at sea and it will be all football, you know? So big up yourself again. Thanks very much for tuning in. Until next time, just stay safe, no man. Yeah, peace out.
Peace out.
Richest Roots drink works for menstrual cramps and pain, migraines, fatigue, stress and tiredness, sinusitis, builds immune defense, bloating, enhances male bedroom prowess, and Richest sorrel roots drink works against all types of cancers and tumors, memory loss, high cholesterol, insomnia, nervous issues, flu, and many other illnesses. For your Richest Roots drink and Richest Sorrel Roots drink, contact us now via WhatsApp at 876-528-9534. Richest Roots drink and Richest Sorrel Roots drink. Richest, a true Jamaican experience.
Oh, good.
Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.